Good evening, curling fans. Of course, we're late. We're always late. Never get everything on time, but we're on now. We're ready to go. We've got a pretty big matchup tonight. Blue Huskies against Yellow Brick Daltons. You know, excuse me. Excuse me. Dinner's coming back.
Oh, no, please take that. Save us from that.
It's gone.
It's
okay.
gone.
So looking forward to it tonight. You know, the Huskies, it's a new look team, version 37. I don't know how many lineups they've been through, but three players leaving from last season's squad, 2 more coming in. So it's definitely a new look team, new skip. Fairla is moving from vice skip to skip. Kim is going to be moving up to vice skip. But then they're playing with Hannah, new young player, or not new player, but a young player. And Yana, or is it Brit?
I think it's Yana,
yeah. Yana coming in. She's relatively new to curling, started earlier this year, I believe, but has been progressing quite rapidly. So looking forward to seeing how they had a surprise win this morning against Steengoed.
That was a big one, yeah. I think that was unexpected for some people here at the club, but well deserved. I think we've had a brief chat with Dirk, player of Steengoed, and he said, well, they just played a very solid, good game. They were better, so it was not as if they stole something or they caught us off guard. Even Steengoed was playing well, so well-deserved victory there.
Yeah, so it's going to make things exciting. You know, the Curling Stones, now Yellow Brick Daltons, they have been, progressing along, getting better and better each time, each match out. They've won a couple, they've surprised some teams, and so, they're starting to look like they're not a pushover anymore.
Yeah.
They played well enough last season to stay up out of the relegation zone, so they stayed in B, and they're kind of looking like, hey, we belong here. So
that was a very good accomplishment. I mean, remember in the B, we have 3 relegators. You have to be top 4 in a pool of 7 to stay in the B, and they managed to do so. And that's always kind of case. They're the new kids, but how long do you get to get the kind of the title or the label, the new guys? Because they're starting to be kind of the routine average team sitting in the B, seeing how they can.
I personally would give them the leverage until like the end of this season. With the beginning of once next season starts, end of the summer, they're no longer the new guys. They're just the guys.
Yeah.
So, for now, they can still surprise us. We can still be like, wow, they're doing so well. Next season, it all changes.
Yeah, let's have a look at the standings, because a lot has happened. We've announced it earlier on. By Sunday evening, with all of the matches played, a lot of their rankings, both in A, B, and C, will have scrambled a bit. And that projection turned out to be very true for League B, because Steengoed was sitting extremely confident and strong in League B. They had 3 wins out of 3 games. 2 of their wins were against Keulen and Ries. And then Keulen and Ries, they tied against each other. So suddenly for Steengoed, it felt for us like they had one leg in League A. They were already kind of picturing their return to League A, or at least we. I mean, Dirk was always kind of being very cautious. We only play 3 games. We still have to play 3 games. But then, they had a loss yesterday against the Schropkes, and a spectacular last stone. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Not right now, but right after this game. I promise you'll get goosebumps.
We'll be posting that as a shot of the match this week for sure.
And then this morning, the kind of spectacular win from the Huskies against Steenhout. And I think that for the Huskies, that was their best ever performance in the Belgium Curling League in the history of the Huskies. I mean, they have had some wins, but they only were able to play in League A for one half of the season. That was last half of the season, and then they have one win against Daddy School. But kind of, if you would draw a history of matches and wins of the Huskies, I think the win against Steenhout is probably on paper the best performance.
Yep. And from what I understand, they were making double takeouts, raised angle takeouts. They were hitting all the shots they needed to, all the spectacular ones. So, congratulations to them. We hope to see more of that tonight. Want to see that flash on the screen, see if that was just not a flash in the pan. But
yeah, true.
This is the way the new Huskies are. So,
and it's a new Huskies. I mean, it's the Belgian national women's team, and the name carries on, but the lineup has changed over the years, and now they are down to their 4th skip. This is skip number 4. Would you be able to recall all skips in the history of the Huskies?
No.
So they started out, they had, I think Huskies 1.0 was with Sarah Megens. That's where they kind of started. Then it was Sarah, Danielle, Annemiek, Veerle, and Kim. Then Sarah left the team after the first season. Caro joined. That was when she started out playing curling. So that was kind of Huskies 2.0 lineup. And the beginning stage, Danielle was skip and 4th player. Then Caro took over as a skip. And now Annemiek left the team. Caro left the team. Danielle retired from the Huskies. And now they're kind of at their 3.0 version, where Veerle is currently the skip. So they're down to the 4th skip. And technically, Annemiek hasn't officially left. She's there on paper. She is kind of, in reality, she's left the team, but she's still signed up because as long as you have 3 remaining players in the eyes of the Belgium Curling League, you are considered the same team, and therefore they got to start in League B. They're relegated from League A. If not, they are considered a new team and they had to start over in League C. So Annemiek kind of signed up for the Huskies to allow them to start in B. Then they kicked off with a win against Steenhout, so that was a good bet so far.
Yeah, a bit of a controversial decision to go with that, and for the league to kind of allow it. But
those are the rules.
There's nothing.
You can always have players leaving. They're a 5-player team. If 2 players leave and they find a new 4th player, that's just the same team. It happened with Takeout Tigers as well. We had people go and come in. I think that's normal in sports. You have people come and go, right?
Oops, we're getting... Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're live, but Veerle doesn't care that we're live.
She wants to make sure. I mean, the skips, they always want to make sure when the microphones are on or not. It's only while they're playing a stone. In between ends, we mute things, and so they...
Yeah, they are allowed to do locker room talk. They're allowed to do kind of discuss their strategies. They're allowed to comment on the play style of the opponent. I think that's also important. That's the reason we allow those kind of mute moments, because sometimes when you're on the ice, you want to discuss like, hey, I don't have the feeling like this player is throwing his takeouts or they're struggling, but maybe you don't want that kind of stuff out there in the open, because and maybe you want to discuss things that are just kind of internal talk of the team, so we need to allow teams to have that little new time.
What kind of deodorant do you wear? Do these jeans make me look fat? You don't want that out there.
True. Blow your nose. That happens.
Yeah, for Tom. Yes, for Tom from Walter School. Yes,
Timo runs inside to blow his nose. But if we look at the standings, John, we mentioned Steenhout, they were sitting strong, and now suddenly they're still top of the league, but 3 wins, 2 losses, 6 points out of 5 games. They have 1 game remaining. They have to play against Letzeburg 1. Letzeburg 1, also former League A team, so not an easy game. And Schropkes, they surprised 2 wins, the 2 games, 4 points. Suddenly they are a very good contender. Köln, Ries, they have some matches to play. Blue Huskies, they have their first win against Steenhout now to play the Yellow brick Daltons. I might call them curling stones once in a while here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll get to that too. Probably going to call them Daltons and curling stones
Yeah.
interchangeably. You know, you're looking at the Daltons sitting down at the bottom of the table. They've lost 4 matches, but they've been in those 4 matches. It's not they're not a walkover team anymore. They do put up some decent stuff. They make some, due to their inexperience, they make some interesting, how do I say this, unconventional strategic decisions, but
Which makes them a hard team to play against, because sometimes you want to kind of counterplay or anticipate on the most obvious choice, which is in your mind an obvious choice, and then they do surprising things, and then they can just end up surprising you. You guard up one part of the sheet, like, okay, then they can draw, but then they do it, race take out, they succeed, and whoop, you have to change your plans all of a sudden, and the guard you've put was useless.
Yep. It's a little bit of chaos is what they do. We lost to them beginning of last season through a little bit of that chaos. So anything can happen, even when they're looking like they're out of it. They can suddenly get back into it. So it's tough to defend. It's tough to make your strategy, plan your strategy too far in advance against them. So it makes for some interesting matches. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Huskies manage them, how the Daltons manage themselves. Sometimes you've got to factor into there, because Christophe and Xavier, the 3rd and 4th, they've played an extra year longer than their 1st and 2nd. So they've got a little bit more experience. And sometimes, as the newer guys come in and they're learning the sport, they're still getting used to it. They make some mistakes. And so how well will Christophe and Xavier be able to manage that?
Yeah, they are already doing some SD, so let's have a look at the schedule of this weekend and the predictions. Of course, this is game 3 in a series of 3. We've had 2 games, and for this game, I think for me this is the hardest win or loss to predict here. I think I was right the first 2 games, but I felt confident with my choice. Now I feel like it's wide open. I really kind of gave it some thought during dinner. I couldn't find a conclusion, so I'm just going to have to ride on my gut feeling. Blue Huskies was kind of an unknown factor, but apparently the team dynamic is very good. Bringing in Hannah ended up 2nd in the Campina New Year's Cup, kind of playing the final there. We all know she's a very good player. Jana, promising player from Begeleiding. Of course, Kim Veerle, experienced playing international tournaments. Brick Daltons, they can surprise anybody. People tend to underestimate the team. They are very confident, which helps. You don't get the feeling that you kind of push them over. I am going for... I think Yellow Brick Daltons will surprise us tonight. I think they always bring unexpected stuff, nice stones, and
okay,
I'm going for Yellow Brick Daltons.
All right. Well, then I'm going to counterpick you. I think that this morning's performance from the Huskies was not a fluke. I think they're going to carry this on. So I'm going to go with the Huskies, mainly just to counterpick you, but also because I truly believe it. I think that, I have a better... I'm more confident in them. I love the guys from the Yellow Brick Daltons. They're friends of the stream. They're a lot of fun, and I like playing with them on the ice and the club nights. So, but I'm going to go with the Huskies on this one,
Yeah,
so.
Technically, I already won this kind of little prediction game here. I think that that's also a small victory for this man. But I really want to kind of end that style and have all 3 bets right, and kind of show you out there that this mastermind just kind of sees the matrix of Belgian curling here. Although that's really, really, really jinxing it right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to fly the Hertman helicopter right now, but I'm kind of doing it.
I think you already have. All right, so they have started off already, so we're going to kick on over to the ice, and we'll see you out there.
Yes, sir.
So Huskies taking their first stone into the house. Looks like the Daltons are doing pretty much the same.
And the hammer goes to the Daltons.
Daltons will be starting out with the hammer. That is correct. Jana playing lead for the Huskies. And this is my first time seeing Jana play, so I'm very curious to see how much she has progressed. Seeing that she started this last season. She went through an initiation, and her team decided to enter in the Belgian Cup, which is an open tournament now. Oh, that one curls over a little bit too much, unfortunately. We do have the skips mic'd up. Now I've remembered to unmute them. But she started playing with a team in the the Cup, which is an open tournament. Any team that has played gone through at least one 2-hour initiation session can enter, and they liked it so much they kept playing. But she wasn't able to keep playing with that team, but now has joined the Blue Huskies. So glad to see the new faces joining curling here in Belgium.
Yeah, curling sport is really growing a lot. We gain team members, club members every year. New teams join, not just Belgian teams, also foreign teams tend to keep joining our leagues.
Yeah. Rumors are that we might be having a Spanish team join next year. That's as a possibility. Not that there is a really we don't know for sure if they're going to join, but there has been.
Yeah, Dirk is kind of approaching the team. I know the team trains here a couple of times a year, so that could also be kind of a nice way to have a training session combined with some league games to have some game experience.
Trying to hold this one to get onto that yellow. There it goes. It does get it, but it flashes over the top of that yellow, but it does keep things open. Okay. And the shooter out there on the edge can't quite tell if it's biting. Dalton's going to come back here with a guard.
Hij gaat niets doen. Hij gaat vriezen.
Dirk was questioning that takeout because if the Yellowstone was not in the house, that was
beetje te hard, maar het is niet erg.
It's not allowed.
Minder goed.
Was it in the house? I don't recall.
We should kind of rewatch.
I have to learn how to make some rewind it and look, but the team's played it as it is, so it carries on.
We'll confirm in a bit. We have some some crew digging into that.
Oké, hij gaat opzij.
Oh, that one's gonna curl about too much. Yeah, maybe should have had that one swept just to kind of make sure I tried to stay in the house, but does get rid of the yellow, so nice stone there from Hannah. I think we have Hannah listed as the skip. Or the vice skip? Maybe she is vice skip.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. However, on both teams, the skip is not fourth player. The third is skip and second is vice. That's not as common.
I think we definitely see it a lot more here in Belgium that the skip not necessarily wanting to throw last stones.
Yeah.
Not feeling comfortable with it.
Nee, wacht. Laat hem. Ja, hij mag botsen, maar... Voilà.
It's a little tick, and that's going to roll. Hannah sweeping a little bit further behind the tee line there. So now there's a double out possibility here for the Huskies. But they might just kind of leave that one alone, put something ahead of it. Sounds what Fairla is talking about. As in the past, the Huskies have not liked hitting. And it could be the same, but maybe they change it. But it looks like nope, they're sticking with the draws.
Maar die liggen heel van achter.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that important to them because those two yellows are far enough behind the tee line that they can't get any better. So,
yeah, I looked at the rewind, and it's still hard to see whether it was in or out. So, you can't really know for sure, and we'll have to trust players' opinions there, or the players.
We gaan, ja, voilà. Oké. Dan moeten ze alle twee eruit zijn, hè.
We'll go for takeout here.
Oh, okay. Must have had a discussion with Kim and Kim recommending it. This one seems a little bit tight. They're going to have to
Yeah,
get on that broom.
Yeah, remember the game?
Once it touches that center line, it starts to curl. Oh, there's a swear jar.
Well, might catch one. Yeah.
And it gets rid of one. All right, so Sweeper's doing a fairly good job holding that one. That was, yeah, that center line. Once it crosses, it goes. So that was tight off her hand.
Die is er
And
nog in, hè, dus niet raken.
fortunate able to hold that one in
Hetzelfde
line.
als u.
I'm so happy that the yellow brick Daltons, they play with the yellow stones. Otherwise, it would have been
Weer
extra
guarden,
confusing here.
Als een beetje te hard is.
The
En als het te hard is,
Huskies
is
to
het een
thank for
bereik.
that.
Yeah.
Allee, als hij mooi op de lijn is, mag jij zelfs...
Yeah, normally I know Veerle, if she has an
Zolang
option
jij
to
mooi
choose
voor
color,
Gelder
she will
steen
always go for yellow.
Well, they had the option. They were
Yeah.
they lost the toss, but opted for the red. So that may have not been Fairless' decision.
Ik denk dat hij goed is.
Could also
Ik
be
denk
that they
dat
played
Philippe
this morning with red stones and now the red stones are the lucky stones.
Yep.
Hij vertraagt. Hij gaat te veel curlen. Hij gaat te veel curlen.
Yeah, that's going to curl a lot late. Xavier
Nee.
does not put a lot of handle on his stones, so they tend to break a lot more very late.
Stop.
Ooh, that one just keeps carrying. A little bit heavy on that one.
Hè? Gewoon leggen. Ja, ik vind dat ook
Are we
beter.
going
Maar
to
Kim
see
zei
some
het wel, maar ik vind ook dat we
wings
beter
from
leggen.
Kim, or is that a thing from the past? And I know it happened earlier, I think a season ago. I haven't seen the Kim wings a lot lately.
My guess will be yes.
Ja, we gaan toch center dichtleggen, hè.
They're going to try to close up the center.
Nu nog... Ja,
Now, for the Huskies,
centrum.
this is kind
Of
of a
iets
new
voor wit rood.
restart of the
Juist.
team, but they also have a potentially a goal because they will be participating at the European Championships C division in April. They're going to bring in Brit, Jana's sister. So first national team and tournament experience for Brit and Jana.
Be straight at the European Championships. That's something.
Oh well, it happened with the Huskies back in the days.
Wachten.
This one's a little bit deep. It's going to tap that yellow one out. So now I believe Huskies are lying two.
Ja,
So they've got the
Nee,
advantage at
zo.
this point.
een beetje minder. Klein beetje minder. Ja. Ga vertragen. Ik heb hem vertraagd.
For
Oh.
people.
Hij is traag. Hij is niet zo traag. Op je gemak. De lijn is goed. Hij is een beetje breed, maar hij valt wel. Ja.
That's the line.
Op je gemak. Ja. Ha.
Thinks the speed is good, but I think that's slow. Yeah, now they're starting to sweep it.
Fuck, hè. Rodde.
Needs to get in there as deep as they can.
Nee, Rodde.
Does not get to shot position, sitting second.
Of hier erachter. Ja. Oké. Jij mag
Looks
mega
like
veel.
Verla's going to be looking for a draw behind it. Yeah, they're going to try to get behind that.
Alhoewel, misschien
Be
ook terug.
considering.
Centrum dicht.
In my opinion, which doesn't mean much, I would go for a hit and roll off this yellow. Take it out. And then roll something into the middle. At the very least, you're getting rid of that yellow one, which could be a scorer if this one's not correct.
Hoe snel is hij? Hoe snel? Hoe snel? Ja, dat is niet
This one's
goed.
a little bit heavy.
Ja, oei. Dat is spijtig.
Oh, and we have a confirmation in
maatje
chat
voor
that
vormen, hè?
Sean was actually
Right.
right. Confirmed by Dan. But then again, what is Dan really that experienced to kind of make those judgments? Is he really that good to claim knowledge of the game?
Yes, very much so.
I think so. Yeah.
Good evening, Don.
Hey Dan.
So a bit of a miss there from the Huskies. Actually tapped their own stone out of play. Yeah, this is giving a Daltons go after it, get rid of it, try to hold the shooter, and set themselves up for a bigger end here.
I really wonder if the Daltons will have new jerseys as of next season, and then kind of the typical black and yellow Dalton jerseys would be nice.
We discussed it. Yep. This one is don't think it's hard enough. It's gonna get back there. Will it be hard enough to move it?
Think so. Definitely hard enough to move it.
Good. All right. Good stone. Yeah, they were kind of questioning it. It made me question it. So
maybe they were sweeping for line because they really didn't want it to overcurl and then tap in that front yellow.
Het is de laatste steen van ons, hè.
And for people kind of noticing that we have a 3-sheeter and we also have a game on the other sheet C, that's a doubles game in the mixed doubles league. We have Bielenki against the Rocky Raccoon, so that's our national doubles team. Karl and Jeroen playing against our team member Andres and Valerie, Canadian curler, who is not at the Scotties, but is playing at the Belgium curling league right now.
Hij komt er wel, het is goed. Hij moet nog wat vallen, nog wat vallen, nog wat vallen, nog wat vallen. Hij mag niet bloot liggen.
And this is exposed. That's
heavy. Yep. Opportunity here. This would be for 3.
A takeout for 3, and this is what the Daltons like to play.
Oh, yeah.
Just
throw some weight.
Yeah, throw some weight. Just make sure the crosser is on the targets, and then pull the trigger. That's something they really like, and also something that Christophe is fairly good at.
Yep. They played, Christophe and Xavier played a season with the Grey Ducks, and they trained with them, and it was one of the first things Tom taught them how to do was to throw some up-weight shots. And so for a while, that was kind of the running joke, was like everything, we need a draw to the button, take out. we need a high guard, take out.
And not just any takeouts, tornado takeouts, of torpedo takeouts. What was it?
Torpedoes.
Oh!
Looking good.
No hit is
nose hit is
perfect.
fine. It can have a small roll, but this looks fine. Perfect nose hits, and this is a very clean way. I am counting 1, 2, 3.
They're gonna look at that red one, but I believe that's third or fourth shot.
I believe so,
that would be 3 for
strong opening here for the Daltons, and I am going to remind John about the prediction he's made earlier today. He has been putting money on the wrong teams all weekend, and that's also haunting him.
Not been my weekend.
No. Then again, it's way too early. It's not because you...
one end. It's one end. So Boris going to start things off for the Daltons here in the second as they lead 3-0 over the Blue Huskies. Sweepers think this one feels slow. Getting on it right away.
Hij is traag, hè?
Skip coming out to sweep. We love to see that.
Als Olivier moe is, kan ik overpakken. Hoe dieper, hoe beter, natuurlijk. Perfect.
Now, gets that one into the house. I think that's their strategy. Let's just go put things in the house.
Xavier is always very conscious of the fact that there were cameras out there. He loves the cameras.
Also, I believe his parents are here at the cafeteria tonight watching,
Indeed.
so it's already cheering with them.
Yeah, and they mentioned that the live streams are often broadcasted over at the Frituur, so who knows how many people are watching the stream right now, live in Machelen.
Coming down should come just into the house. Nope, that's going to actually get all the way to the tee line. Not a bad position for it if you're going to end up somewhere in the house. Go there. Yep.
You can definitely use that one.
I see over on the C sheet, they've already finished the first end, and Belenki put up 5 in the first end.
Hier
So,
liggen. En als je
They
die
lead at
raakt...
5-0 over
Okay.
Rocky Raccoon. And
Yeah,
I saw
so-
that Andres rushed in to get a bandage for
Valerie.
Valerie, so hopefully nothing serious. Maybe just a blister.
Heel breed.
Indicating this is high,
Yeah,
heavy,
well-
and it's wide. And
Wachten.
actually, it's going to crash onto their yellow. Could send that one through.
Het is een beetje een harde tikveld. Ah, ça va nog.
No,
Ah,
that's
shit,
actually
Op
okay.
punt, hè, ja.
Not technically
No.
wrong. I said it could.
It's
Not
good,
that
yeah,
it
that's
would. It was a possibility.
Yeah, we have a poll running on our Instagram stories to see which team is fan favorites. Normally, when we have a Belgian team playing against one of the foreign teams, the results are kind of, in a lot of cases, in favor of Belgian teams, because obviously a lot of Belgians from the Belgian Curling League and Belgian players follow us on Instagram. But with these two Belgian teams, I'm pretty curious to
Laten vallen.
know
Laten
predictions
vallen.
out there.
Laten vallen. Komt een beetje te ver, ja. Nee, gaat er door.
Quick peek.
Gaat ernaast.
But we're going to get the corner freeze. That's a pretty good spot there.
So
Still
far,
a little bit of a space, but not
Hier
fully,
liggen.
not easy to get rid of.
So far, the Huskies are the clear fan favorites. The Yellow Brick Daltons, they are the underdog. I think, in a way, that's on paper something that makes sense. Huskies are relegating
Veel te
from
veel
League
naar
A.
binnen.
Then again, it's not the same Huskies, so you can't really compare historical performances of the Huskies with these performances. It's the same jersey, the same name, but
Buitenkant
I consider them.
This
Ah.
one's going to
Nog
een beetje
overcurl, but
curl,
it's
nog
going to
een
tap
curl.
that yellow one back.
Oké, ja, dat is wel qua. Dat is ongeveer goed. Dat is al
Ooh,
beter.
this slides a
yeah.
little bit deep, but now that yellow is frozen in there, so... But there's also a pocket for... It's like
Allemaal
backing
gooies.
for any stones up there. Lining things up.
Cleaning the stone, that's important. You don't want to miss stuff because there was some piece of dirt underneath.
Ja. Ja.
Bit of a
ja.
push on that one, so it might be a little bit heavy.
Ja, dan nog moet hij vallen. Laten vallen. Laten vallen. Laten vallen. Ook al is hij hard. Laten vallen. Laten vallen. Op de gele nu. Ja!
This looks nice.
Vegen.
Yeah, that
Vegen.
looks pretty good. That's
Vegen.
going to be a
Vegen. Oké.
take advantage of the extra weight. Oh, and it leaves one with frozen on that yellow.
Excellent
I
stone.
think I like that one. Not what they were
Inleggen.
looking for, but hey, sometimes you it's better to
Mooie
be lucky
bumpers.
than be good. They are already setting up the stones for the third end.
Lijkt goed, ja, ja.
When you
Op
have
je
a
mat.
doubles match next to a four-man, you see how fast they go. So
Yeah.
over on sheet C, they're already going into their third end.
Oh. Oh.
They also
Ja,
have
ja, ja.
it's fewer warm-up time, 7 minutes per
Ja,
team
ja,
instead of 9.
ja, ja, ja. Oh.
All right.
Also nice stone. A tap too hard. Now the backing is like 2-3 stones deeper, but
But the
Still a
risk
nice
of
stone,
the risk of getting that yellow one out without moving their own red or moving the backing behind that red is a little bit trickier. So
skip
Nu, die gele is
advice.
wel shot, dus ik
Going
kan het
to,
toch best uit.
Check here.
Dus ik zou hier en een beetje hard genoeg spelen dat die gele toch weg is. Een hek weet.
Coming with a hack weight takeout.
Hek. Hier raken.
oop, careful. We have Hannah's thing where she lines things up. Although, in my personal opinion, which again doesn't mean anything, she lines it up and then cleans a stone instead of cleaning the stone and then lining it up.
Ja. Ja.
And she's a little bit inside on that.
Vegen,
Immediately
vegen,
asking for the
vegen,
sweep.
vegen.
Curl's hard. Look at that curl. Look at that curl.
Hij zit op de gele. Hij zit op de gele. Niks.
Yeah, they want this one to
Hij gaat de gele
overcurl.
tikken. Ah, naar binnen nog wel. Ah.
Oh, that's going to
Hier, weg.
push it
Gaat hij maar
just
tegen.
past the button.
That's not
Okay.
really what I wanted.
Nope.
Olivier,
Yeah, that release was well inside of where she needed
ga
to
hier
go.
een guard zitten. Proberen op de lijn. En niet, ook niet te dicht. Want als ik te dicht doe, dan kunnen ze dus liefst hier.
So
Of
they don't
als hij
want
te
this one
diep is,
too
als hij
deep.
vriest, mag ook. Dus als hij tegen geel en rood, andere kant. Zo. Ja. Dus een center guard, maar als hij toch te hard is, mag hij vriezen tegen de geel en rood, tegen al dat hoop.
So what he's saying is go in for the center
Ja,
guard,
maar als je die,
but if it's too
als je
deep,
die
they can
hier
freeze it
krijgt,
against those two in
kunnen
the
ze die
back,
gemakkelijk doorduwen, omdat
and
er
that'll make it a
dubbelklik
lot
aan
harder
zit.
to
Dus
get
goed.
rid of. So
Allee, we zien
it
wel
would
de
be
kracht.
behind. They
Als het
obviously
te
they
zwak
want
is, een
this one
guard,
above
en
the
als het te
T-line.
hard is, freezen. Niet te hoog ook niet. Zeker niet te hoog. Anders kunnen ze die omzeilen. Klein beetje naar daar. Ja. Ik denk dat hij goed is.
They like that one. Yeah. Oop, then he goes to sweep it
Jawel,
himself.
jawel.
Yeah, that's something you don't often see.
Two sweepers walking down. Thrower decides, hey, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
It's possibly a little bit deeper than they like. So yeah, get that down there and freeze against the yellow.
I still like it. I mean, it's in front of
Yeah.
the tee. It's you can't get it out, but it puts pressure on the Huskies to score big here in this end, to try and score two. And then if they fail to succeed on a couple of these stones, they might end up looking at a steal here.
Wat dat ze doen, hij gaat
Zo,
er altijd tegen een van hun shotten. Dus als we hier komen te liggen, die gaan naar daar, die gaan naar daar als ze die doorduwen. Dus wij moeten langs hier komen om te leggen.
So quite a few stones left of this end. We're only halfway through,
We gaan
so
hun stenen gebruiken als backing. Als ze die van ons dat willen wegdoen, blijft hij altijd liggen. Maar hij moet goed komen tot op de witte bol. Dus dat is eigenlijk een drawshot.
they're gonna try to draw this onto the pin.
18.
And, let's see how well they master their T-line weights with this one.
Vegen dan, vegen dan,
Well, it
vegen
feels
dan,
tight.
vegen dan, vegen!
Yeah, this is curling hard. We noticed it before. They curl so hard once they cross that T-line, and
Ooh.
and now the freeze is there for your brick Daltons. They even made it worse.
Yep. Yep.
And we see some Dalton fans coming in chats.
Die is
Rafi Raffo asking shot of the match for Xavier. It has been clicked. You know, I'll definitely take a look at that one. That was a pretty good stone there.
Als ze nog freeze. Oh nee, gast.
We
Freeze.
review everything. I'm starting to post more than just the shot of the match from each match. So if there's some good highlights, I'm posting those as
Ik
well.
ga weer hetzelfde
Shot of the
doen.
match,
Ik ga
dance of the
proberen een
match.
guard te zetten. En als hij te hard is. Exact hetzelfde. Dus een guard. En als hij te hard is. Ja.
So going for the same stone he did last time.
Dus
Yeah,
niet
nice.
te
And
hard.
they just
En als
freeze
hij
up
overcurlt, dan
A stone more, then
doet
it
hij
really becomes difficult for Huskies to even score in this end. And okay, sure, you slide off rights. Lefty, one of the
aan. Ik word traag.
few lefties here at the club. We have Dirk.
Ik denk dat ik traag ben. Eerder heel traag.
Thinks it's slow. He jumps on it straight away instead of trusting his sweepers. Might be a little bit wide as well.
Hij is niet
Ja.
zo snel.
I've noticed they have new
Hij is niet
brooms.
zo snel.
Normally, Xavier was always
Ja, allee.
He did
using
get
a
himself
club
a room. Yep. They're trying to get this one in.
And they can need a curl. Even a guard is fine for them as long as it curls enough to cover that line.
Oh, het is toch iets van guards.
Yeah, it's guarding over one. And honestly, that's the harder one to deal with because that other one,
Maar je
it's
moet opletten, want deze die gaat op een diener, die duwt die weg.
it's gonna jam. They're not gonna get rid of that shot yellow.
Heel hard zijn.
However,
Ja.
if they can nose hit
Moet
and
hard zijn.
and keep
Oké,
the
we gaan
shooter
dan,
right there, it's gonna stay.
versterken.
That'll sit a shot and be
Met
frozen.
platstok, heb
So
jij plaats voor uw stenen? Nee, nee.
I see with Xavier, he doesn't put a lot of handle or turn
Ah,
on his
normaal blijven
stones.
zelf liggen,
So
hè.
that's
Als
why
alles
that
goed
makes it
gaat.
stop a lot faster. So that one might have,
Op de
you know, a
neus
little more
knallen,
handle,
op de
might have
neus
carried a little bit
knallen, hè.
deeper,
Ja.
would have
Oké.
curled over a little bit more.
Ja. Wachten.
Pretty good weight on this. How's this one coming down? This thing's moving, moves a lot of yellows.
Yeah, at least the freeze is gone, and that's a good result for
Yeah.
Huskies here.
Opens things up. Dalton's sitting second stone right now. Excuse me, first stone, and the Huskies sitting second. So that could help them out, but it is not protected by anything behind it. So kind of looking at, are they going to make the decision to go after it? Would leave their shooter behind the T line.
Ja, oké.
Yeah, if they guard it, they're still setting up a steal here.
Doe maar op deze
Just
lijn en als je te
somewhere
hard
center
rijdt,
guard
zit
front of
je
the
mee.
house, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a smarter play. When you don't have the hammer, you know, and you're trying to steal, it's don't get greedy and try to score two or
more,
three. Yeah, just if you've got one at a strong spot, protect it.
Yeah, just put a guard. It's just a matter of making sure the line's fine, and you kind of force the other team to make difficult shots. The
Hier.
team with the hammer, they will try to make some effort to score. They don't really want to allow the opponent to steal, especially after having them score 3 points in the first end. So you really want to kind of reduce that score lead. You don't want to kind of want Daltons to steal on top of 3-pointer.
Right. Tour, good evening, sir. Goat is in the chat.
I'm going to call him Mr. Tour. See, as one of the kind donators, friends of the stream.
Ja,
This one
vooruit
needs
tussen
to
tikken.
curl
Ja.
over.
Optie B. Allee, hup.
Could have a small tap and roll on the red one if it curls just enough.
That's going to be enough, but I don't think it's going to have the weight, so a little tight, little bit of one.
Optie B.
Yeah.
There's a pocket there for that,
Of zelfs als hij een beetje vroeger stopt.
for a red one, but it would end up being behind the T-line, so...
Get backing! Hier!
Yeah. Better above the T-line. But even if it goes back and freezes on that yellow in the center, it would be on the pin, so that could be an option here. I think they're going to try to keep this one above the T-line. The Daltons putting enough things in the way to kind of make it difficult to score multiple points on this end for the Huskies.
Oké. Lijn is goed. Lijn is goed. Wachten. Ja!
Pulling them off. Looks a
snelheid,
bit
wat
heavy,
geeft
to
dat?
be honest.
Oh. Niks doen dan. Niks. Hij zit start. Maar hij heeft backing. Komt goed. Oké.
Yep.
Just
Mooi
line
steen.
Back.
There's a small gap if they really want to take it out and tap it in between those Yellowstones. The
We gaan
risk
duidelijk meer
is
als 2 punten maken.
they
Het enige wat je kunt
take
doen,
away their own 2 Yellowstones and do kind of a double takeout on their
die
own.
past hier door, hè.
They're looking at it.
They're looking at it. The stone will technically go through there,
Yeah.
but
Ja, en
are
je
you
moet
really
echt
going to hit
mooi
it that
hier tegen-
precise?
I don't know,
Toch
but
hard genoeg, hè.
we know the Daltons. And something I felt
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if they see the gap, they are very tempted to try it. Whereas
We gaan
I might
ervoor.
look at it and say,
Gewoon
if
leggen,
we hit it the
tikken.
wrong way, we do a double takeout. We throw away so many Yellowstones, and
Yeah.
Huskies could end up with shot, potentially second shot, scoring multiple points. But
Yeah, what's the old adage? When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how the Daltons kind of treat shots. It's like, yep, let's just hammer this one away.
But that's also why we like watching this team.
Makes things exciting.
This is why we picked them. We know these things will happen in a game with the Daltons. And
Met bumper.
they do. I mean, it's kind of 50-50 chance it works. And if it works, then it's great to see them.
I would hardly say most of their decisions are 50-50. I think it's more like 90-10 or a 10% chance of working. But, you know, hey, when it does work, it's magic.
Yeah, it's magic. And if you're the opponent's team, it's like, huh? Why are they trying this risky shot? But then if it ends up working, then they're like, oh, come on.
It's, you know, your opponents can't defend you if they don't know if you don't know what you're doing.
No, it's all about the line. It looks. Oh, no, it's curling.
Hij kan nog punt pakken. Ja,
Over curling.
It's gonna over curl. Yep.
It is what it is. Those were. And now this is basically takeout for 2 here. Small tap should be sufficient. Doesn't have to be a hard takeout. It's better to hard than to soft. You can safely tap it. Even if you tap on your own red one, there is some backing, so it can't really hurt.
Jacques saying that it's being here in the cafeteria is more exciting than it is on TV. It does. You feel the excitement. It's right there. You feel. You hear us talking directly in your ear.
Yeah. So Huskies sitting 1, virtually coming back, winning this end and looking for a second point, honoring one of the basic principles. Give 1, take 2.
Oh, this one's heavy. Oh, it's too heavy. It's going to tap that red one back.
Ooh, no!
No, and it rolls out.
Oh, it rolls not far enough to allow for a steal of 2, but it is a steal of 1, and this is a worst case miss here. Xavier confirming. Oh, hurtful, painful mistake.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. Fairly throwing her broom down in disgust. Not really, she just dropped it. But unfortunate there. Just, yeah, you've got to get it close enough to be, you know, scoring, but unfortunately a little too hard, and it taps theirs away and then gets the bad roll. So a big steal of 1 there for the Daltons. And so far, you are looking correct.
That's magic to my ears.
You do not know how much this hurts me.
Yeah. I think at some points the puzzle just makes sense, and you tend to see how things will work out, play out.
Want de kans dat dat ook gebeurt is zo miniem.
I'm just lucky.
Ja.
Boris leading things off for the Daltons here in the third end as they take a 4-0 lead over the Blue Huskies.
Ja, je bent dan een beetje boos, maar je kunt daar echt niets aan doen.
This one coming into the house. Hashtag John's wrong.
Het is oké.
Oh, it's biting. That's got to be biting. I think I'm technically right.
I think it is biting. It's hard to see from the overhead.
I think that's biting.
It is hard to see. I can't confirm, but I think so, yeah. It seems to cast some shade on the 12-foot circle.
Lijn is goed.
We need to figure out a way that we could have a circle put in the ice around it so that we know, like, hey, if it's touching over this circle, that means it's hanging over just from the camera angle. But if the camera angles change, then it's not going to be possible.
The works of the cameras are calibrated perfectly. But look at this draw. Look at this perfect draw.
Wow.
Stop
Great go.
A bit deep, but other than that,
that's a great
excellent one. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up there for Jana. Nice. I've clicked that. We will be looking at that one. Good job from the sweepers to keep that one around off the guard.
would be so important to have a good build-up, kind of put pressure on the other team. Sometimes those teams tend to go for riskier shots, try to take control back.
Ja, voor de kracht. Hij is zwak. Is hij veel te zwak? Of niet? Oké. Olivier, ik heb nog full kracht. Laat mij gaan, ik ben full.
Oh, Xavier trying to do this all himself.
Hij is over de lijn.
All right. Oh, Tur asking for an update on Sheet C. So, Bilenki scored one in the. They stole one in the second, and then stole 4 in the third. So they lead at 10-0.
10-0 after 3 ends.
After 3 ends, yeah, they're in the middle. They're early in the fourth. Yeah, not going so well for Rocky Raccoon over there, but Bilenki seems to be on cruise control.
Yeah. Yeah, and in doubles you can max score 6 points per end, so they're playing against Rocky Raccoons, so Bilenki, Rocky Raccoons, that's Andres and Valerie.
Not going to curl around behind that guard, but will get into the house, so
We gaan, nee.
2 shots there for the Huskies, trying to get on the board this end.
Acht.
No, accidentally hit the wrong button.
Als je net passeert, is perfect. Als je deze raakt, gaat hij naar de buitenkant.
Yeah, a little bit heavy. If it taps that yellow or red, it'll move it a bit aside. Actually, it'll probably help direct that the shooter underneath the guard.
Oh!
Yeah, and so far today, I'm looking at the scores, and it's like we've had. It's been nothing but blowouts today. The 2 o'clock session, all 3 matches were one-sided victories. I think even in the morning,
Okay.
it was still like quite a big difference in the scores on most of those matches. So that one being a little bit outside taps the red into the back of the house, but still sitting second shot.
Ja, vegen toch.
Him saying it's heavy,
Oké,
still
even
asking for the
de
sweep.
guard wegchippen. Chippen. Dat is er
That's
volop.
good.
Dat is niet goed.
That is going to tick-tack-tock and push that yellow one onto the pin.
De guard
Onto
weg
the
mocht ook.
How crazy is that? And there's even a little red guard sitting in front of it. But if they guard it up, set up for a steal once more with the strangest of tic-tacs.
Yep. All right, you saw Christoph just walking off the screen, kind of putting his hands down, reminding the shooter, reminding Olivier, just relax. Doesn't need to be too heavy. High guard is fine. Olivier looking like a prima donna by having Christoph clean as stone. But sometimes it just works in the favor of pace of play. This one feels heavy. This one's going to be on the heavier side.
Ja, op deze. Op deze, bots hem op deze.
Yeah, and looking for a plan B that might work if they sweep.
Oh, gaat niet meer.
No, not going to quite get there.
Maybe?
Well, it technically gets it, but yeah.
Okay.
I think it was just outside. I think a little bit heavy,
Whoa.
but outside.
And there was almost a trip over the redstone, but didn't that much.
All right, going for a hack weight takeout here, trying to get rid of that yellow one.
Xavier crossing his fingers for some reason.
Hoping as soon as it works, this one
Ja.
looks to be okay. Trying to hold it just to make sure it's going to get around the guard, but they want to make sure this sits on the side.
Alles nu. Alles.
It might jam in the back.
Wist.
That's not the worst
Maar het is
situation.
oké,
So
hij is weg.
good job. Got rid of that one or moved it out.
Ga inleggen, hè.
Still sitting 2. That the shooter now rolled over
En
underneath
als
some
ik, maar als ik geel tik,
rubble over there. So
als je ziet dat ik te breed ben,
not
met geel langs
bad.
de
Not a bad
buitenkant
result
neem.
for them.
Als je ziet dat ik passeer, dan passeren we.
Hana's slide looked a little bit inside, a little bit tight, but Sweeper's able to hold that. He had enough
On
weight
essaye de
also to
passer,
keep it
ici,
from
je suis
curling
trop
to
large,
over
alors
curling.
on doit-
Or curling too far, it
Normalement,
already
pas
over
zo.
curled, but
Er is toch ruimte genoeg? Ja, een beetje. Veel. Zo lijkt mij goed, hè? Misschien een klein beetje naar daar. Ja, zo. Allee. Beetje snel, ja. Ja, als die op... Ja, op groot. Ja, de lijn is goed. De lijn is goed. Oh, beetje wachten.
needs to curl.
Beetje wachten.
Looks a bit heavy. It's gonna curl.
Ja.
Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
very nice stone.
Interesting. And you can take it out, but there are some jam possibilities here. So
Hier links schuin moet hij hem raken. Hij moet hem
Yeah,
hier
which
raken.
side do you come in
It's
from?
link.
I guess if you throw enough
the
weight,
hard
you have to
side.
come in from the
I
right
if
side.
I was the Huskies, I want to come in. Yeah, I don't know. You preferably want to hit it on the right side and then roll behind.
Door laten curlen. Hij moet hem echt hier
Keep the
raken.
middle
hè.
open. You really want to avoid jam it there. I think it also depends on how you can anticipate the curl. If you haven't played inside out,
De twee
then
kanten kunnen.
it's harder
maar
to,
langs rechts nemen.
put a good broom.
Hij moet hem op de juiste plaats raken.
They
dan
are
het
going
schuin
inside
weg.
out. I think
Niet rechtdoor
they're
weg, maar
taking
schuin.
advantage of their maybe the
So we
lower
still
weight
have
on
the
their
juiste plaats
takeouts,
raken.
Yeah,
lower speed.
mag hem
So
dus
makes sense.
that way, if it's gonna curl, it's gonna over curl or it's gonna curl more.
Hij
So
moet hem
play
er
from this
extra.
side.
Dus hij mag doorcurlen.
Yeah, I think this makes
Zie je?
sense.
Hij moet hem op de steen hier, gezien is, de steen die daar ligt, hier moet hem raken. Ja. Zijn we klaar? Oké. Hij
You
is
pushed
daar.
it in a bit.
Ja, vegen dan.
Yeah,
Vegen,
gonna need to
vegen,
sweep
vegen,
that
vegen,
right
vegen,
away,
vegen,
yeah.
vegen. Alles. Alles.
Oh
zit op de
no,
andere
that's gonna
gele.
hit that top yellow. All right, does
I like
open
it,
things up,
guards.
makes it a better path coming from the other side, but
Ja,
Daltons, I
proberen.
think, are just going to cover this up.
Ja,
I
en
felt that one
ja,
was a bit pushed on the
inderdaad,
release.
maar
Ja.
als ik te hard ben, liefst niet, maar probeer dan die ernaast te krijgen. Ja, ik denk niet dat het een extra... Maar zou ik bijvoorbeeld te hard
Tour
zijn,
do a
moet je
little
dan
too
achter
much
de rolling
celebrating
gaan.
after the Cave match yesterday.
Nee, zo is goed. Ja, nee, het is goed. Ja, zo perfect. Je bent vertraagd. Te veel. Jawel.
And little to no handle on this stone.
Op je gemak.
And we'll see what happens right
Hij
now.
moet vallen, inderdaad. Hij heeft
Yeah,
weinig
will it
curl.
curl? At least it's got a little bit, yeah.
Look at, I mean, there's
kan niet
almost
meer,
no
kan
handle,
niet meer,
just a
kan niet
little
meer.
bit.
Now it's starting to curl.
Ja,
Is
allee.
it going to die before it gets to the red, though? It's really
Hadden
close.
misschien een beetje...
Yeah, it just didn't curl over enough. It's still quite open there. Right, they're going to try this again from the inside.
Hetzelfde proberen. Ja, maar onze rode ligt daarachter, hè. Oké.
They are a bit scared of the jam here.
Yeah, I feel it's also they're trying to protect that red stone in the back of the forefoot, and I might be inclined to say
Oh,
get rid of it or don't worry about it so much.
oh, oh.
Oh, that's a nice stone. They're gonna lose the shooter, but it picks out that shot stone. Now they lie.
Ja.
They're lying 2. Got some coverage over that
Ja.
back red one.
Ja. Ofwel hier ook. Probeer eerst eentje te leggen en dan zien we. Karel, je kunt ook deze doorduwen, hè. Zet er eerst eentje normaal.
They're gonna try to lay one in there.
Ik zou bijna... Wilt je niet theekaarten voordat zij guarden? Hier zo, tak, tak. Oké.
Just deciding, let's asking at the last moment if they might want to play a takeout, but Christoph's saying he just wants to lay it in there. Christoph, for someone who is not a vice or a skip, he's doing a lot of skipping. He said he didn't want to skip, but he's definitely giving a lot of advice and guidance on these shots.
Yeah, sometimes the decision for skip or vice skip in the league is also decided on sweeping capacities, where
Hij is er al door, hij is er al door.
allow for
wacht.
somebody that doesn't want to sweep to be vice
Ja.
skip.
Ik had toch voor mijn shoot moeten gaan, hè. Dat was echt slecht,
Takes
hè.
it.
Ik had beter gewoon getake-out hier, tak en hier.
Nu moeten we hier leggen.
Yeah, I think they would have been better off trying to move one of those reds or even freezing up against it.
Leggen, hier of hier, je mag kiezen nog. Hier
Multiple
kan ook.
options. They're going to go over to the left, use their own guard, try to free something over there. Maybe try to play that yellow one away with their last stone. Call for the sweep yet. She likes the line.
Ja, ja, ja!
Is it too late? Nope, it's fine.
Enkel voor
It's a little heavy though.
Blijven liggen alstublieft. Ah, niet te diep. Oké.
Yeah,
Good
too
takeout to
too
that.
heavy on that one. Doesn't hurt them too much, but yeah, it ends up behind the T line, so it's going to leave a pocket there for the Daltons. I think the Daltons can still get 2 of those out, but they would lose their shooter.
Yeah, I think they are going for a takeout, or although a freeze would be the better option if they want to steal it. Just putting something in front of those reds. Reds sit behind the T line, so if they can put something in front of it, the reds serve as a backing. Hard to take out the shot stone. But that's not their call.
Nope, going for...
Ja, ja,
Looked like he pushed that back to the inside, but
Hard, hard, hard,
trying
hard.
to hold this one.
Oh.
Gets rid of 1. Shooter rolls out,
omdat
so... Now it's kind of an open draw for... Or not open, but it's a draw for...
Gewoon uw snelheid als daar juist.
Yeah, like if they would have drawn it on the T line
Als je
in front of
scheef
those
zit,
red
zo dan
stones, it's
hebben.
hard for Huskies to take it out, and they have to do
Yep, yep.
a very good counter draw. And maybe trying for that takeout was not the best call.
No, I think you're right. I think they should have played a draw above the T line.
Now, an option here for Kim with a good draw.
Yep.
Allemaal
Anything in
goed.
the red? Anything in the forefoot? Or just biting is enough.
Just biting is sufficient, yeah. Pull out your wink. Have a little bit of backing with that redstone sitting on the center line.
Did she wink?
I couldn't
Nee, dat is
tell.
goed.
She used to wink and point her hand out there. I
Yeah.
didn't see that at all. So then maybe she's not winking anymore.
Snelheid.
That
Wat
would be
gaat dat
unfortunate
doen?
because
Wat gaat
I was
dat
always
doen?
a
Hij
fan
moet
of the wink.
vallen, hè?
Yeah, it was a
Alleen
nice
voor
character.
snelheid. Laten vallen. Laten vallen gewoon.
This
Oké.
looks great.
Komt
This looks
goed.
great.
Good stone from
Top.
Kim right there, just to put the punctuation
3.
There
right
it
on
is.
the button.
Mooi
Finishing in
Kim.
style.
Dankjewel.
So that is 3 for the Huskies, gets them back into this match. See the smile on Kim's face, probably more than a little relief from the Huskies now. Taking a big end to get back into it.
So while they set up here, I think I am kind of curious to know an update from Sheet C.
Well, Rocky Raccoons scored 1 in the 4th, so 10-1 for Belenki. And right now, Belenki is... No, Rocky Raccoon's sitting shot over there.
Yeah, but it's they can
Yeah,
Take
they're
it
gonna
out.
Tap, it looks like what they're going to do is tap yellow onto red, and
with the angle red should go and perfect lineup there. I don't know how many stones they have to play yet. I'm counting a couple, but
they have 2 stones left, 3 stones left to play.
this is looking promising for Belenki to.
Yes. Meanwhile, here on sheet C, we're starting end number 4. Yana throwing first stone for the Huskies. So Daltons
Vega.
lead 4-3.
Ja, ja.
Another Daltons fans coming in,
Komen.
rooting specifically for Fish. Welcome in.
Yeah, the
This one-
fish. That's their nickname.
Top.
No, it's Christoph's nickname
Yeah,
because his
and-
last name is De Vis.
Yeah, and also Olivier is also Olivier de Vis.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So maybe he's cheering for two of them. Don't know. I just assume. But I know that Christoph has a sweatshirt with fish on
Yeah,
it.
he's
so-
a real fish.
Ja, hij is traag. Hij is zacht.
Ale fischos manos.
Hij is zacht.
3
hij is te
languages
zacht.
there.
Hij is veel te zacht. Hij laat vallen, hè. We
And
gaan
this
het
one
spel
is
toedoen
falling
en
a
dat
little
is
bit
niet goed.
short.
Hij doet het spel niet toe, hè.
Verla indicating she wants to draw this in behind that yellow. Interesting.
Anders is het zo.
Yeah, I would be more inclined to come around your own
Get that
red, because if you're
blast.
inside, you tap it through. And your own stone is guarding yours instead of the other team's.
Hè?
Kim pointing out something there.
Going to have a little discussion.
Nee. Ja, maar dan ligt hij beschermd, hè.
Ja, maar kun je hier achterop beschermen?
Ja, ja, dat is hetzelfde, hè. Waar dat je nu beschermd ligt, Kim, dat is al hetzelfde. Dat is hetzelfde. Allee, hier is ook goed. Maar dan moeten we veel verder komen.
Verla is saying, well, it's all the same, but this one has to go further, deeper. But I think Kim is right. I would rather have a stone behind my own than risk tapping that yellow one
Door.
Yeah,
into the house.
and they have hammers, so they also don't want to kind of keep
Ja, ja, vegen.
a stone in the center. They,
Vegen. Alles.
This one actually
Come
is
on.
inside, so
Blijven vegen.
this one's going
Okay.
to curl.
Oh.
Curl's
looks
curl.
okay. This looks okay.
Oh.
It's definitely
Oh.
not
If
inside.
it taps that
Ja,
yellow
hartstikke.
red, it would be
Van
actually good because then
Yeah.
it'll get
Ah.
over. So
Yeah.
Oké. Oké.
Alright,
This is a
So-
great stone.
Verla gets what she wants. Gets it over behind there.
You can see Hannah wiping her forehead like, phew, that was a close call there.
Yeah, you see Yana saying, yeah, that was the wrong side. It was supposed to go out and it came in, but hey, it ends up in a good spot, so.
It's because we have mics, we know. Otherwise,
Yeah, otherwise we would have said, hey, that's a good one.
yeah, so.
This one's a bit heavy.
Ja, nu,
This
nu,
one's
nu,
gonna
nu. Doe
Taps
maar.
in your reds.
Zo
It's
schuin
going to tap
mogelijk.
the red one in. And actually, that's going to...
Voilà.
doesn't quite get over underneath that yellow, but that's going to make a run back a little bit more tricky if the Daltons want to try to use that yellow guard to do something.
Alhoewel,
Feel it doubting a
fantastisch
bit.
is het ook goed.
On his first stone of the fourth end.
Een beetje naar buiten ook. Laat maar komen.
Little heavy, little
Gewoon laten
outside.
komen, niks doen. Niks doen, niks doen, niks doen. Niks doen, niks doen. Niks, 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 niks. Nu
Keeping
mogen we
the
een
sweepers
beetje
off
erachter,
it.
erachter. Nu, ja. Ja. Oké.
Could have swept a bit earlier to really kind of find that curl and bury it deep. But this one is also okay.
Yeah, partially covered. Gonna make it a little
Niet te
tricky to
snel.
get the shooter to
Het
stay.
trage take-out. Eerder traag. Take-out, maar traag. Trage take-out.
Slow takeout here.
De
Don't
lijn is
need anything heavy.
slecht. Ja.
Oh, bad line according to Xavier.
The line is bad.
Yeah, if that was well inside. But they might get a
how
lucky
is this
double
line
out of
bad?
this.
How is this line bad? Oh,
Because it goes through. That's the only reason.
For a minute there, I really believed in that double takeout, to be honest.
Honestly, a little bit more curl or a little bit less curl, and they get a double in some way or another. Unfortunately, it hits it just at the wrong angle, and it goes between the two. Him indicating it's heavy again.
Laat er voorbij gaan. Laat hem er voorbij gaan. Hij gaat hier met 2 komen liggen dan. Dat is allemaal zo. Oké.
Gonna tap on their
Ça va.
own.
That's good. Stabs the red one deeper. Kind of really.
Gets it a little buried. It is kind of set up for a double, but
Yeah.
it's not a. You gotta get the right angle, otherwise it could just jam and then replace
Gewoon op gemak.
one red with another. So
Yeah. But we know the Daltons.
Nee.
ooh, sliding outside,
nee,
corrected it back to
nee,
the
nee.
middle, calling him off immediately, saying nope, this is not good.
Zo,
That's
zo.
gonna hit the yellow.
Af. Amai.
Well, this could work. I mean,
And
their yellow stays, it sticks, it's behind their guards. The
Yeah.
2 redstones are exposed, so I mean,
not a terrible.
no, I think this
I mean,
works. I mean, the
It was terrible, but
the redstone,
the result is okay.
yeah, the redstone was buried behind the guards. Now it's not anymore.
Ja, rustig.
Yeah, it does open it up, and that's
Leggen.
fairly important for them.
Center.
Yep.
Ah ja. Oeh la la la. Oké, we gaan lekker traag gooien.
Let's be respectful in chat, please.
Ah, kom aan, veeg maar. Ja. Ja. Oké.
Trying to make sure
Okay.
this one gets down. They don't need
Oh.
this too deep. They want to cover it up.
Oh,
gonna overcurl.
Ik denk dat hij er al komt. Niet over de lijn, hè. Gewoon centerlijn.
This is a good guard.
That's gonna stop. That's gonna be nice. Stop sweeping
Okay.
it. You don't need it
Mooi.
There you go.
Mooi
This is an
geveegd.
excellent guard.
Good stone there from Verla.
You can run it back. That's the thing they could do,
maar
but
goed.
the guard is kind of protecting. 2 shot stones there. At least it forces the yellow brick Daltons to try difficult stuff. I think they're going for a takeout around the guards, immediately aiming for that
Ja, ja, ja. Op gemak,
shot
op gemak.
stone in
Ja,
front
ja,
of the
hard, hard.
The
line.
Daltons
oh,
going
oh.
for a takeout. Quelle surprise.
Oh, this is
Gets
a very
around.
good
That's going to
attempt.
look very nice. Gets rid of one.
Yeah.
Still enough space between that, that red and the shot on the pin to go for it with like maybe a hack weight, even to kind of
Zo, hier een beetje in de
maybe
weg gaan
freeze
liggen.
up against it.
Ja.
I don't know, but the Huskies are still in the shot, so they're going to try to cover this up.
Yeah, they keep. Basically, that's
Ja,
the whole
terug
thing. It's
We
guards
verdedigen een
trying to take
beetje.
out the guards, replacing the guards, but the
Ja,
Huskies
voilà. Stap voor
have
stap.
the advantage in that scenario because they can still protect their 1 stone in the house.
Ja, dat was de mooiste
Update
eend
from
ervan,
Sheet C. Belenki scored 4 more in
That's so
5th,
bad.
so they lead it 14-1 over Rocky
Oh,
Raccoons.
gee, Louise, 14-1. So
Yeah.
that's 2 wins mathematically that they already have. And we are down. Wait a minute. How many ends did they
hè. Veeg
for?
maar, hij is trager.
They play 8, so they're in the 5th. They're in the 6th.
They're in the
now,
6th
so they
end.
have to finish this end, but this is going to be it.
Ja. Ja, ja, blijven vegen, blijven vegen, blijven vegen, blijven vegen. Veel curl, 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 curl.
I think that match will be over no matter what.
Dat iets dieper.
It might even be forced to end if they don't score 2. If Rocky Raccoons don't score at least 2, mathematically it would be automatically over,
Karin, ik ga proberen.
whether they wanted to shake hands or not.
Yeah, indeed. And then they have to,
En
I
als ik
guess.
te kort ben, de guard open doen, eender wat. Ah, ik ben bezem.
Oh,
Ja, mijn bezem was slecht.
Broom
Adjusting to the
Ja,
new
dat lijkt
room.
goed, wacht.
room in the wrong spot. Bina!
Oh, hi, Bina. That was a long time since we've had you around, but we are super happy you're
It
here.
catches something, kicks tack, but unfortunately it kind of slides through. Yeah, a
Well,
little issue with the broom there. It does open it up. Red's
Yeah, it
gonna
does a
throw
trick.
another
indeed.
another guard in there.
Allee,
It
dat is
aims to
allemaal
make sure that
goed.
the shot
Hier
stone is
vechten we wel.
exposed. It is exposed. It forces Huskies to still protect it. And as long as
Maar hij
their
wordt naar buiten
1 stone in the
geduwd, hè.
house is wide open, and they only have 1, there is a scenario where Yellow Brick Daltons could score multiple. I think there was a bit of a wing there.
Yeah, it does. I did think she closed her eyes. She doesn't put the hand out anymore, so it's not as obvious to see.
Alleen voor snelheid.
Bina, if you go back and watch the matches from
alleen maar
yesterday, definitely
snelheid.
take a look at the ending of
beetje
the
vallen.
Staying Good Dentrupka's match.
That's the one you want to
That's
rewatch.
the ending of that one is wow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Alleen de, ja.
This one doesn't quite curl
Oh,
over
no.
enough, so it's gonna leave a
Is niet.
gap
And
there.
this is kind of worst case because now it's a
Hier,
takeout and
als
it
je
can
te
roll
breed
both sides to
staat.
find protection.
Hier.
So for
Maar liefst hier.
well, they have a lot of options to roll.
Yep.
Heel hard.
It doesn't have to be, he
Roll
says
the
extremely hard, but I would doubt extremely hard is what they want because they really want the shooter to stay somewhere in a nice area. But
Yeah. I think he wants to. I think the thought behind the hit
Scared
very
to
hard
curl,
is
yeah.
to make sure it gets through that gap.
Ja, 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 ja.
Ooh, but it's tight.
Ja.
But with that weight, might be okay.
yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be okay. Oh, it's actually gonna roll out too far.
Yeah, that's the way to wait. You
okay.
know you'll probably lose the shooter if it's not perfectly close to the center of the stone. But
Yeah.
then again, the red stone is gone. Curling stone, or the Daltons, they have the hammer. Took me to the 4th end to make that mistake. But yeah,
In bescherming gaan liggen.
Huskies, they have 1 attempt to put something in a good position. But their
Snelheid.
redstone is sitting in second shot position. That helps.
Tot op 10. Ja. Maar iets harder, hè. Hij moet punt komen liggen, hè. Hij moet in het rood zijn.
Well, the thing is, it can even be deep. She's got to make sure it gets to the house. Back of the red is just as good as front of the red, to be honest.
Yep.
Front of the red is going to help it, take away a draw at it, but you got to make sure it's covered too. So if it goes all the way to the back,
Yeah, you don't want to leave that kind of...
this one, has it got enough weight to get around the guards?
It's fine, it's fine. Line is fine. It's all about the weight. You don't want to have it through the house. Xavier will be ready to sweep it hard.
This looks pretty good. It is going to be
looks
behind
hard.
the tee.
It looks hard.
Oh, it is a
It
little
is
bit
hard.
too deep. Yeah, they swapped
Yeah,
it too
so
long.
this is basically a draw for 2 here.
Ja, ik weet het, maar...
Just come into the... They have backing, which makes it
Yeah.
easier. If they're slightly too hard, no
Ja,
problem.
maar Pas op, want als je deze raakt...
So this helps the
dan heb je
Daltons.
niet,
Well, are they
Zelfs
looking
niet-
at doing a takeout?
But why?
hier komen.
But
Als je
why?
hier bent, heb je een punt, hè.
Just
Hier heb je
get it
punt,
in
hè.
there, tap, score 2.
He
Hier
is
kun
looking
je
at that
niets doen.
outside.
Als je deze raakt, is het ook een punt.
It's
Ah ja, die moet tot hier komen, quoi. Ça va, hein, y a moyen.
they have the option of coming from the outside.
Yeah, but they have a draw with backing. If you tap, it's no problem. It's just backline weight.
Hier zou nice zijn.
Annemiek asking, which team did you bet your house on
What?
this time?
Oh, Annemiek, I have been making very good predictions so far. First game, I put my money or I put my house on the
Come through.
Shropkus, and they ended up winning, which was great. Then this afternoon, putting my house on the winning team, wipe my ass. Those boys, they did not disappoint. And now I'm all riding on these fishes and
Oh.
yellow boys. And started out great.
De lijn is goed. Oh, 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 oh.
This seems heavy. If only there was a
The line
stone
was
for some backing.
Yeah.
If only.
Ja, nee,
And this is why you try to find the other
You come
line
through the
here,
middle, yeah.
because now they might have to measure.
No.
Yeah.
Yellow is
Sorry,
closer.
Yellow is closer, yeah. But see, this is they take risky shots, and then I think this was questionable to me, honestly.
George asking you, can you tell us a bit more about the Daltons? Who are they? What drijft them? What drives them? He stopped listening to me, folks. He's not reading chat either.
Oh yeah, so Annemiek is asking, like, because of the winds, do we have two houses now? Yes, I have one house for you and our daughter, and then I have one extra house where I can have my men cave and everything, where I can hang out, be the cool guy.
But what about George? George asked you a question too.
Oh, George asks Pim, can you tell us a bit more about the Daltons? Who are they? What drove them? Oh yeah, that was the question indeed. So who are they? They are they came in, I think, during the Karl Cup 2 years ago. I think that was their first entry at Belgium curling, and then they are from the Brussels region. I know they have a relation or some kind of partnership with the Friture Machelen, and rumor says that we are being streamed sometimes live at the Friture, which is nice on a Sunday evening because that's kind of primetime Friture stuff there. All right.
Yeah, so they are going to a break, so we're going to come back into the booth here and kind of discuss what we've seen. The Dalton boys have been putting up some good stones. They've, that one end they gave up 3, but really they're looking at it. That last one, I think they've got to be careful. Like you hate to leave stones out or points out on the ice, coming around the outside. Questionable call there. I would have rather have seen them come up the middle. They had the backing. They just had to follow the weight they threw on that last stone would have been perfect on the inside. But But hey, right now they take a 5-3 lead here after 4.
Yeah,
So
correct.
it's hard to
pick a winner because they keep surprising us. Even with the last zone, it was like, okay, come down to the middle, you have a bit of backing, draw it in, and then they always end up making choices that are unexpected. That was my experience playing against the team, and I can confirm it right now. So yeah, Bina, Annemiek is indeed Mrs. Pim. She is my second, my other half.
your baby mama.
My baby mama.
Not officially Mrs. Pim yet. No, you guys never got married.
No, we are engaged, and our wedding is somewhere in the future, but we'll never know. It's planned. We have the intention to marry at some point.
You're gonna have to ask her to marry you all over again. It's just to make sure she still wants to.
Yeah, I just have to reconfirm the decision. But yeah, Annemiek, she's also a former player of the Huskies. She is technically on the team. This is why Huskies are playing in League B. But and she's also a little bit on the ice because Hannah, she's wearing the blue jersey, the Huskies jersey, and that is Annemiek's jersey. So Annemiek, her spirit and her clothes are right here in Correct Clips. Well, not all of her clothes, obviously, but just the blue jersey. I should wrap it up and hand it over to John
before you start saying things. Then you really will have to ask if you can get married. Are you sure you want to do that? Please, sweetheart, I didn't mean it.
Everything I say is under the big disclaimer that I don't know. Under the big disclaimer.
He's turning red. I don't think you see it on the camera, but he is turning red.
Yeah.
So we'll turn this back to the curling, and so far we've seen the Huskies started to get back into it. Just that stone from Kim, a little bit heavier than they needed it, unfortunately carried through, allowing the Daltons to steal one there, or to score one in that last end. Daltons could have taken 2 at the hammer and then would have a 6-3 lead. It seems like just 1 point, but it is kind of a different psychologically. You have that 3-point lead. It's harder to score threes, although both teams have scored 3 in this match. So what do I know? Break is almost over. Annemiek, they're just grabbing some drinks, going to be going back out. I saw Olivier already walk back out onto the ice.
Yep.
There's Chris as well.
Yeah, there is a break, and we have some moral spirit.
Yeah,
they need some pep talk. They need some caffeine. They need some.
Huskies talking with Dirk.
Yeah,
is he back coaching them? I believe he is.
I think he is. I think
he's doing the curlet. So
yeah, he's doing the curlet. And asked Dirk, when they go to the Euros, are you going to be the coach of the Huskies again? Because he was in the past. Then Esther came in as a coach, and Dirk was a sidekick coach. But then now they're a new team. They're going to the Euros, and I don't know if Dirk is the official coach or if you're just helping them out. I should ask Dirk.
We'll have to
confirm that afterwards. But Dirk is kind of the coach of Belgium curling in general. I think he is kind of the coach of everybody here. Yeah. Even if you don't ask, he will always give you helpful advice. So the reason why Belgium curling is doing so good and we have so many teams doing pretty good is because we have people like Dirk helping out with the players.
Yeah. And George, you're right. Fish is doing pretty well. The boys out there, the Daltons, they're proving Pim right so far. Yeah, you picked the Daltons.
I've picked the Daltons. Yeah,
I kind of hoping you forgot and we could switch that back.
Streak of 3 wins. It's all in here.
Yep.
Right mind. The Matrix. I see the future.
They are back out on the ice, so we will head back out there for end number 5. Boris will be starting things off for the Daltons as they lead it 5-3.
And it looks like the doubles game is still not over yet. Keep on playing there.
They are setting up the next end. I see Red having the hammer, so that must mean that Rocky Raccoons scored.
They must have scored big. That's the only conclusion we can make.
Yep. They don't put the scoring up all the time, so sometimes we have to wait to see. This one hanging out just a little bit outside. See Fairless saying, let's go in behind it. You could also see on sheet C, they could be playing the extra ends just for
Practice.
practice, yeah. Because I know that Valerie doesn't get to come to the curling
Ja,
club that often to
vegen.
train, so maybe it'll
Vegen voor
be
Lijn ook.
nice for them to just, okay, we lost the match, but let's play it out.
Te weinig ijs, denk ik.
Not enough ice, so that's going to tap on the yellow. Is it going to get it
ook iets
into the
mee?
house? Nope, just a
Dat is een
little bit short. But does kind of have a double guard up over there, so I don't know, Harry. Boris and Olivier just don't have the kits yet. I think Christophe and Xavier got those when they were playing doubles, and just haven't gotten a team kit yet. But they're supposedly working on it.
We have a couple of teams that are working on new kits. We have Steen Hoed. They have been talking about new kits since the millennium, and then we have the housekeepers. They also were ideating on ordering some new kits.
Oh, okay. I know the Tigers, we've discussed getting new kits. Probably won't happen this season since we only have one match left, but maybe for
next season we'll have a new kit. Yeah, we had 3 games already in January, so the kits wouldn't arrive before that. So,
This one also too light. This
Hij
one's
zal aan
gonna,
het vallen. Hij gaat op de guard. Hij gaat op de guard. Laat de guard doortikken. Guard doortikken. Oké. Ja.
that's going to tap it through.
Mijn
Yellow
fout.
is
Te weinig
now
ijs.
biting the ice just a little bit.
Allee, we moeten er hier eentje hebben. Als we deze hebben, zijn we goed.
the Brusselaars, that's how they would say.
Needs to have it there. I like the frankness of Xavier saying, "No, this is bad. This is where we want it." You know,
He would just call out that kind of stuff.
Beetje hard. Nee, hij vertraagt.
slowing. Now, what's interesting is Xavier is calling out speeds as well instead of. Usually, it's the sweepers have a better idea what the speed
Beetje
is,
hard.
but he was correct. That one is too hard.
Xavier is the kind of
He goes
unicorn.
through.
He would throw, sweep his own stone,
Yep.
call the line.
Call the line and the weights.
Yeah.
Ja, de lijn is moeilijk te vinden.
Well, Rocky Raccoons did not score in the 6th end. It was a steal of 1 for Belenki. So they lead it 15-1.
15-1. I think
they are
over then.
It's technically over. I think they're just playing out these last 2 ends for
Funds and
for training for
training, yeah. Although, do you really want to have the risk of being 20
Het was
plus
een goede lijn,
against the one?
maar een beetje hard ook.
Well,
Kijk,
something
hij
tells me
komt
they're
er
not going to
rakelings
score these
langs, hè.
last 2 ends.
Dus,
But maybe they will. But I think officially it ends at
ja,
15 to
maar
1.
ça va.
Yeah, I
no
wonder.
way.
I wonder what the
De
rules are.
goede
Do you
lijn,
kind of
nu
have
nog de
to
goede snelheid.
end the game?
Yeah, you have to end the game when it's mathematically impossible to win. The match automatically ends.
I don't know if Dirk is still here in the canteen. If you can confirm,
Voor de
because he is
lijn.
also
Voor de lijn.
organizer of the BCL.
Ai,
He
ai.
has some authority.
Ai, ai. Blijf gaan.
Oh, this
Hoe meer
one's
links
tight.
rem
That's
raakt,
going
hoe
to hit
beter.
onto the red.
Oké. Ja.
That's up corner
Er is
guard
niks in het
there.
spel nog.
So we saw this yesterday too during the Staying Good Shropka's match, that there was a gap in the middle and both teams struggled to get the stone through it. So
It is sometimes challenging ice. I mean, we can make all of these comments, but I remember on Thursday we were playing Great Ducks, and we were also kind of figuring out the amount of curl takeouts that were all over curling, that kind of stuff. So
yep. This one is
Ook te hard,
heavy.
denk ik.
Yep, that one's going to slide through.
yes.
Yeah, and also, you know,
Is dat mij?
here in the booth, we are the world's best curlers. You know. Out on the ice, it's a completely different story.
Gewoon eentje inleggen is al pas mal, hè. Lekker de steek. Perfect. Beetje mee. Ja.
I think yellow is in the house. I think it is just biting.
Yep.
Die is heel
So
traag.
that's an advantage for the Daltons.
Ik neem die mee. Jawel, hij is traag, hij is traag. Hij is traag.
So this is a shooter, is the sweeper, is the caller.
So Winnie's reminds of it is a team game. You can't win it all by yourself.
Yeah,
You also can't lose it by yourself. So that one, he said it was slow. He was wrong. Hashtag Xavier is wrong. That was a little fast.
Ja, degene die nu de juiste snelheid het eerst vindt, die heeft het. Hè.
Yeah. This is fairly saying whoever finds the
Meeting is goed. Oké.
whoever finds the
the right weight.
right weight first will be the winner.
Oké.
Immediately on the broom there. Probably saying this is on the light side.
Does feel a little bit light.
Yeah, the line is fine, but need to get it in. Can have some curl, but they want it as deep as possible.
More important to get it in the house. And it comes up just light, but it's in a spot that maybe they can use that.
Yeah, they can always tap it deeper, of course.
Ja, ofwel tussen rood en geel, ofwel, ja, ofwel als ik te breed ben, ja, om te even.
The good thing with the redstone is it's better to be in front than, let's say, be in the 8 foot in the white, because that would leave hit and roll stuff. Now the Daltons can't really use that redstone unless they...
Ja, mijn bezem is omgekeerd.
Oh yeah, the...
Ja, die is
Broom
heel te zacht.
again.
Die is echt zacht. Die is echt zacht. Ik neem die mee. Jawel, hij is zacht, hij is zacht.
Feels like it's slow, so they're trying to all get involved.
It could use some curl though.
Well, I think it's going to crash onto
Or
that
tap
yellow.
through.
It's going to tap it through, which is also good enough for them.
Second
Even-
stone in the house here.
It's biting it. Yeah, it's not a bad result there. I think it was the more likely outcome than trying to shoot it through, draw it through that small gap.
Ja.
Meanwhile, over on the
Hoeveel hadden we
C
daar
sheet,
juist?
looking
320?
again
Ah ja, we weten
pretty
niet.
nice for Bielinky. Bielinky being the yellow team here.
Ah, ja, ja.
So,
Dus nu is
Oh,
het de
Bina's
bedoeling om
showing
te
us his
tikken,
French. Allez les
te tikken
bleus.
dat die
Allez les
rode
bleus,
overshot
ja.
komt, hè.
But generally, you only say that
Nu
for
moet dat iets
France.
van een snelheid, wat gaat
The
dat
French
zijn?
national
3
team.
seconden? Oké, 3
But we do have the blue Huskies.
Okay.
They are blue. And I'm fairly certain at least a couple of them speak French.
pretty sure, yeah.
Wachten. Wow. Wow. Niks. Wachten.
This one to curl over. I think that'll do okay. That's going to tap it
Okay.
over underneath those yellows.
This
It's
is
a good
Great start.
finish there, yeah.
Vlieg kunnen nog liggen, hè.
Very, very good spot.
Je hebt nog
this
ruimte,
one
hè.
actually works.
Don't worry, Bina. Not offensive to say that. It's just sort of like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no
I
big
mean,
deal.
around
Like,
here,
it's
it's like,
a
you know,
Europa.
Belgium and France, they're neighbors. You kind of know when you say Le Bleu. Allez Le Bleu, it's for France. But it's not offensive. I knew you meant the Huskies. It took me a second, though, because I was going to say, we don't have blue stones. But we used to. When my first season curling here, they had blue stones. I think they're in storage. Sometimes you cheer to be contrary.
Mak.
Yeah. That's all right.
Ja, voor deze. Plan B, ja.
Going for plan
Yeah,
B.
yeah. Oh.
I don't think that's got the weight to do much.
Doesn't help him. I think
Beetje jammer.
there is still some options for red here. There's one road to the pin that is open. If you would block it, then it's really hard for the Daltons to figure out a way to score. And for the Huskies, they can still tap in their redstones a bit deeper.
Ja, dat gaat niet, want je gaat tegen deze komen. Dus die lijn moet redelijk recht zijn. Recht of schuin, maar redelijk recht.
Well, look to tap in that redstone.
Je moet er redelijk rechtop komen, hè. Zo recht mogelijk. Erop.
Not giving a lot of ice. They don't need a lot of weight on this stone.
Ja, 3 seconden. 2,9. Ja.
Right, yeah, they're not giving a lot of weight, so they're not giving a lot of ice for it, but are we seeing a lot of curl on that side?
Oh.
Feels
Wachten.
heavy.
Wachten.
Starts to fall. This looks okay, I think.
Yeah,
See, it curls nicely there.
Catch it on the
Okay.
nose.
This is
Just on
fine.
the edge.
Although, no, this is not
No,
fine.
that's the
Don't-
one thing they didn't want.
They don't want to sweep it to give a hit and roll possibility. They really don't.
Op de neus.
If it's going to be exposed, then you don't
Yeah.
want to have it deep. That's the only thing you really don't want to give them is an option to come in the middle and roll to the side. And that is exactly
Yep.
what is sitting out there now. And they have it doesn't matter on which sides they can roll. They have 2 sides to roll onto.
Christoph with his last stone, just
Vooral
going
de
to
lijn.
straight down the
Hij
line.
moet hier stoppen.
You know, we've seen them throw the stone before. If it's too hard, though, it's gonna roll out. They don't have to roll it very far.
No, but yeah,
But I think
they need to keep
they're,
the line. Of course, we know it curls a bit.
they're more confident throwing these heavy ones. So
Yes.
as long as it fits through the gap,
Ja,
that's the
ja,
first
ja,
part.
Ja.
Going through the gap and then slight off nose.
Oh.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. It's still exposed, of course. The Huskies
Het is maar
can
één keuze. Hè.
haunt it. They have to get it out. It's the shot stone.
Zij hebben
So,
zo gedaan, maar ik zal zo doen. Ja. Zo, hoeveel ijs zou ik hier moeten geven?
and this is takeout for 2 here to tie the
Valt wel
game.
wat.
Yeah.
Ja.
And an important one.
So going back and forth, and Huskies trying to work their way back into it. That missed point in the fourth end for the Daltons, could haunt them.
Open takeout for 2 points, but the gap is narrowed because of those guards. Will we have a 5-5 or a 6-3? This stone will decide how the teams will enter the 6th end.
Ja.
Needs a sweep. Oh,
Yeah.
is it too late?
Already.
Is it too late?
Looks fine. Looks fine.
That's
Looks
gonna
fine.
be okay. Making sure it stays on. Very nice stone there from
Excellent stone.
Kim.
Yeah, good call for Lion. Just better safe than sorry. If it looks okay, sweep to keep it okay. Sometimes you think, oh no, they're sweeping, so something terrible is going to happen. But yeah, you can't kind of destroy it by sweeping and holding
No,
the line.
yeah, if you're
basically.
just make sure if it's okay, just holding it, make sure. So that's 2 for them. Alela Rouge, you're asking that as a question instead of making a statement, Bina. You just need to be confident, and it's like, go Reds. Good evening, Timo. Yeah, we do have a match again. Huskies getting back into it. 3 more ends to go.
Yeah. And are the doubles, they finished their 7th end, or they they have another steal of 2, so they finally shook hands.
17-1. I think
17-1. This is I think one of the most the biggest wins I've seen so far. Knowing that you can only score 6 per end, and 17-1, that's it adds up.
Ik heb weer te weinig ijs gegeven. Hè. Het is mijn fout dat hij nog
not enough ice here. Fearless saying it's going to curl over too much.
Mijn fout.
They want to try to keep stuff on that center line to kind of keep it from being played out, but still it's safe. Didn't make it into the house. So we're okay there.
Veel te veel naar daar. Nee. Het gaat rood tikken.
Yeah, Timo, a 5, a couple of 4s. That'll keep the average up there for per end average up there.
The only thing I'm wondering, it's 17-1, so they allowed Rocky Raccoons to score 1, so I really wonder what went wrong and who made the mistake, and I think Karl probably did something very, very wrong there to allow Rocky Raccoons to score 1. I'm not sure if I would...
Or maybe they just show a little compassion. They were already up 10-0 before that point. Maybe just a little compassion. Yeah, I always blame Jeroen.
Yeah.
Jill's asking, how much is the fish? I don't know. It's market price. Depends on the day.
It's also the song of... what's the name of the... How much is the fish is actually the song, right?
I've never heard of that song.
It's around the millennium when I was 12 years old. That was the bonker song.
Very...
Oh, Scooter. That's the performer.
Yeah, that was not popular in the U.S. Boris looks like he's dressed for a dentist appointment. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to leave. It's like, I gotta go. Yeah. It's time to get here out of the ice.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see the boys in full uniforms next year.
Kak. Echt kak. Zo traag.
I should use that song. Fish is the shot of the match. When crashes into their guard, kind of not terrible because it opens it up, but we're going to see Huskies throw in a guard right there in the middle.
Ja, hij is al aan het vallen.
This one's curling a lot.
Die valt helemaal weg.
Yeah, that one probably picked something up.
Ja, misschien
It was
kunnen we
very
iets van
light,
maken
but
tot in het blauw. Tot in blauw dan.
It's not going to
Ja, nee.
no,
Okay.
get
no
into
matter
the
how
blue there.
sweep that is. Yeah, if it curls that much, it's usually lost a lot of
Heel
speed.
hard.
Save the sweepers, save the strength. You might need it on that crucial last stone in the game.
Ja.
This one's close, flirting with that center
okay.
line. If it crosses
Het is oké.
over,
Het is oké.
that looks all right. It was probably a lot closer than they thought it was going to be, but gets the job done.
Yeah, I mean,
sitting exposed.
Credits to the Yellow Brick Daltons takeouts. They actually perform pretty decent on takeouts, and that is a skill.
I don't know if you noticed Christophe and Xavier running up to the window to watch the replay on that.
No,
so we have it on the TV in the cafeteria. You can see from the ice, and there's about a 15-second delay, so they rush out to see the instant replay.
Wachten. Ja!
This one looks all right. Gonna hold it. Sweep it to hold it. That's gonna curl a lot at the end.
Sweep to find the roll.
Eerlijk toch. Ja, maar ik had iets vroeger
This
al
is
moeten
fine.
roepen.
That's
I mean,
weird. I don't know why Verla
Dat
is
oké.
upset with that.
Yeah.
She was. That's perfect, isn't it?
Perfect. It's fine.
It's covered now.
Yeah.
So
It's
not
okay.
sure why she was upset. I've clicked that one. I like that one a lot. This one feels a bit wide. Trying to get this one to come over. It's going to shoot, tap the red, but doesn't. Redirects it off there, so...
Yeah, indeed, good observation there, Bina. It is safely behind the guard, and this is exactly where you want your stone.
Oh. Ja.
Yeah, maybe so, Bina. She was just... Fairly was just worried that it was going to overcurl, because, yeah, Hana doesn't throw... I mean, she's small, so she doesn't quite get the same weight on their takeouts that other people do, so... She was probably a little afraid it was going to overcurl and then roll out. So
Yeah.
Good one on this. Good for her on this one to get that nice hit and roll. We have clicked it. We will review it, and it will very likely go out on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all of that, all of the socials.
Yeah.
So if you don't follow us there, please go follow us. Whatever platform you use, or all of them: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're all over the place.
Yeah, with the entry of Hannah and the Huskies, and Hannah entering the Belgium Curling League, she is now the top of the ranking and smallest player, putting Dan on second position.
Yeah.
En als ik echt niet
Yes,
breed genoeg
Bina,
ben,
that is the same Hana. She had that, the shot of the match, their first viral
so
one
is
that went to 50,000 viewers, and just because of the tic-tac-toc, that is her.
Famous.
The ice has gotten a lot faster, which is much more helpful to her, and so she's able to. She doesn't struggle nearly as much as she used to with the weight of some of these stones.
En als het op geel is, op geel, hè.
But that was almost 2 years ago. That was one of the first videos we did.
Ooh, sliding is way outside. That doesn't mean anything, of course.
Now, this one I believe is going to stay outside. It's not going to get that curl over onto the
Nope.
onto the red. So
Te breed.
a little bit too wide there.
Nu gaan wij
No need to
inleggen.
rewatch that in replay. That's
Oh, there you go. We have that milestone video to know how long Bina has been watching us.
Oh, cool.
When was Hana's first shot of the match? We just go back and then. I want to say it was like.
Ja, het centrum ligt nu dicht. Nu die zijkant.
Oh no, I guess it
En
wouldn't have
dan
been 2
kunnen
years
we
ago. It was
de
a year and a
steden
half.
pas
Year and a half,
year
yeah.
to year and a half.
it was end of year 2022, I think.
De geel ook nog doortikken, hè. Dus er zijn nog wel wat... Ah, ja.
Well, I guess we're not that deep into 2024, so not quite a year and a half, but still.
Ja.
And there you go, the chatbot putting up all of our social media accounts if you want to
Niet dat de gele niet doortikt,
follow
hè.
us and support us on all the
Oh,
other
oh.
platforms. There are the links to our accounts.
Niks doen, niks doen. Mag niet op de gele. Niet op de gele.
This
Hij
cannot
zit wel
tap
op de
in
gele.
yellow.
Hij zit wel op de
Don't think it
gele.
has the
Hij
weight to
zit op
tap
de
the
gele.
yellow.
Niks
They can
doen.
always sweep to make sure it's well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have the weight.
Hij zat op de
It's gonna
gele.
make that harder to go after that redstone there on the side.
Een harde, ja.
So yeah, I can try to tap that yellow one back.
Het is open nu.
Let's have one last look at the scoreboard of Rocky Raccoons Reds against Bilinki. A lot of big houses there. Somebody will probably walk in tomorrow on a Monday, look at the scoreboard and question like, whoa, what the hell happened there last night?
Ja, Gewoon een harde. Dus geef weinig
Some of the earlier sessions when I came in at 1 o'clock, the 10 o'clock sessions had some scoreboards that were, what was that?
Ga hard gaan, hè.
One team won only 3 ends in their match, but each end was worth 4 points, so they ended up winning the match. And an 8-ender, that's very, very unusual. This one also outside.
Yeah, it was noticeable from the push he gave. It was outside again. Slider was outside and also pushed it. It's never gonna.
Kind of curious with that. They had the option of running their yellow one straight back. It seemed like I'm not quite sure what they were going to do there, to be honest. They also had the other yellow they could have tapped back. I know some teams don't like moving their own stones back because they're always afraid they're going to lose it. But if you do it right, it works. But even if you're a little bit wrong, your shooter should stay in a place where, okay, we can try that again. Huskies currently lying 2 in the house. You've got that yellow one at the top biting, but not that one's still only 3rd shot. It is a good thing there is no thinking clock in League B. I think the Huskies would be very close to running out of time. Kim takes quite a lot of time setting up each of her stones.
Oh, hij is te hard. Hij komt te diep.
That one is going to go through the back. That ice out there hasn't been used so much, so there's still quite a bit of pebbles, so it's going to be a bit faster than some of the inner lines. This one going for the tap through. Good decision here from the Daltons. They get this one on the nose. That can move that red one out of the way as well.
Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Oh!
Ignoring the skip here.
Oh, stop! Ja, maar gaat op rood.
Oh, this one's
Ja, maar
wide.
gaat op rood. De lijn is belangrijker. Allee, proficiat.
Oh, wow.
Really calling out the sweeper, saying, well, congratulations for not listening to me.
And yeah, just gave them a 3rd one. Yeah, that was Christoph throwing his hand up there, realizing, yeah, he made a mistake. But yeah, the sweeper's not pulling off the stone.
And sometimes it happens. You measure, you think it's too slow, and then suddenly you go into this kind of panic sweep mode, and you zone out from everything around you. You just focus on sweeping and rubbing hard.
Yeah.
And then apparently he says, I didn't hear you. This is sometimes why you have a second sweeper keeping contact with the skip, just to make sure the communication is right.
I would say was Xavier, question is how loud he was, but it's the only match going on out there, so you're not trying to yell over 5 other people. It's I thought he was loud enough.
Yeah, normally at that point he would be the only one making noise, because there's no reason why other people would yell.
Yeah, Bina, they've really done a good job with increasing the speed of the ice, because at one point it was just very, very slow and very difficult for a lot of things, and now they've been able to make things a lot better. There's more curl in the ice. There's fewer straight spots on the ice, and more curl, but it's also got a lot more pace, which makes it tough. Finding that right speed. That one carried just a little bit deep, but like that one, we had stones in our match yesterday, Bina, that we threw them and we're thinking, okay, yeah, this one's gonna be fine, and it just kept going.
But look at this, John. You have 4 red stones in the house, which means technically this is an important stone for the Daltons if they miss this one. And now their call is
Je moet
to
hier tikken. Ik heb amper dat als ijs.
tap in their
Luister gewoon.
Yellowstone promoted.
Try to tap that yellow.
That's a clever one. I think if you tap it in into full 8 foot, you at least reduce some damage, and depending on the weight, could even be better.
Yeah, and if it's a little bit outside, it's a little heavy, but if it ticks off this red, it could roll in.
Line is very important. Needs to roll in, of course.
Hard.
Getting ready to sweep on Husky's side.
Oh,
This
this is that, but then it rolls over.
And it rolls over. And yes, just look at that. And
Oh,
what a way to miss your tap through. And he apologizes to Relive.
You know, but
This is. Yeah. I recall Mats is saying, well, those guys, they always have those lucky breaks. They have to run out of luck sometime. Well, I don't know if Mats is looking, but no, they haven't ran out of their luck. They just do this kind of stuff. This is why you like to see them play. They do random stuff, or they try difficult stuff, and even when it doesn't succeed, they always end up...
I mean, but the decision to come from that side was right, because that was the miss. If they missed their shot, it missed the thing, you get it over, and what, you know, and we've been on the receiving end of that last year. You know,
Definitely.
our only loss in the fall season was that something like that, to a shot like that. Although that one was way missed. This was just outside. So,
and also, I think if you're the opponent's team, you think, okay, we have 4 stones in the house. Who knows if they have a miss? I mean, at least we can score 2, maybe 3, and God knows maybe 4. And then you notice it's offline immediately, so you're starting to hope, and then you end up with something like this.
So Daltons lead things off in the 7 after that crazy score of 1. They were looking at 4 against and keeping in the 1.
I think that showed the match for me so far, John.
That is clicked for sure. That is going to be a video for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Timo would obviously say, well, that was not the intention, so that's ruled out for shot of the match. But hey, I liked it. It was an important one.
Yeah, I always tell them I don't care if they think it's the shot of the match or not. I look for what's most like appealing. You know, although Timo was giving me a hard time for his shot, his crazy takeout, high weight shot not being shot of the match, and Jeroen's, the one I picked, was an accident, but.
Yeah, Bina saying, I forgot how crazy things could be, how quickly things can turn upside down. That's definitely the case with curling sometimes, and this is also kind of what we hope to see in a game like this.
Yeah, this is. I mean, that's
the reason why we picked the Daltons, right?
Timo, blah blah, John, blah blah blah. Hey, you know what? I'm the one who gets to choose, so I am the committee. It is my decision. But I love the passion. I love that people are now, instead of going, "Oh, I'm shot of the match," it's like, "Hey, why wasn't I shot of the match?" They're now paying attention more to their matches and the stones that they throw.
I think the shot of the match actually became a thing here in Belgium, even during random club nights. If you see a good stone, people start to say, "Oh, shot of the match, shot of the match." So it is a thing. It lives. Not going for a hit and roll here. Trying to freeze it maybe. And freeze would be a nice option, but then they would have needed to stop sweeping.
Ooh, just not quite enough, but it puts them in a good spot. But I think, Fairless going to kind of try to draw this around. Now that the red is behind the T line.
Ze zat wel een beetje naar buiten.
Going to try to set up something else behind the guard.
Lijn is goed. Ja! Ja! Die valt weg.
This one's going to curl
Curl
onto
to
the yellow.
Het zit op de gele.
This will definitely tap in yellow.
Tikken en opzij rollen. Wow, nee.
No, it won't even get the side roll. They should have kept sweeping that to keep it outside, but taps yellow one in. Doesn't go too far.
Xavier just checking out. Something wrong with the broomhead there.
Denk je dat je die kunt pakken?
Of course he can. Of course he can. He said, do you think we can catch this one?
Het moet niet te hard zijn.
Even if they couldn't, they would try.
Dus hij mag een beetje curlen.
Yeah, especially with that Yellowstone. Slightly
Ai, ai, ai.
in front of
Ja,
it.
ja,
Ai, ai,
ja.
ai. That's
Ja. Als je
Not,
niet kunt
not
houden
quite
tot
sure
daar,
about
dan
this
doe.
one. I think this one's going to be okay.
That's a universal sign for.
Slow down. Oh, it does slow down.
That's indeed an ai ai ai.
I love Xavier. I love his enthusiasm and his honesty out there on the ice.
And he doesn't get it. What happened?
What happened?
Hit and roll.
Was it? Why was it ai ai ai? Was it my ai 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 or your ai ai ai?
I don't believe it was on the center.
Yeah, but it's a good
Oh,
point.
wait, was it in the house?
I'm not sure. I think it was a guard. So in that case, the no-take rule applies. And we had that issue in the first end as well, where
But neither team deciding to look at it, so
Without a no-take rule, I guess.
Ja,
Oh.
oké.
that's gonna catch that yellow out. Red's going to sit in the back of the house, back of the 8-foot actually.
Mooie steek.
Good result there.
Je hebt een bumper hier, je hebt een bumper daar.
Yeah, that was a good stone for the Huskies there.
yeah, why not take out? I mean,
No, I don't think it makes sense to go for a takeout on behind.
Ja, 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 hij valt, ja, ja.
yeah, that was
ja,
a kind
ja.
of ironic.
Hij is traag.
Why not take out?
Yeah,
Hoe hard, zo hard mogelijk.
Just kind of their battle
that
plan.
freeze-
But this is
oh,
definitely
shit,
not
this
really a
track.
takeout.
no, this
Yeah, but
one
then
they were trying to draw it behind the red guard, but
Well, a freeze could work. It's
Oké,
not
dat is heel
really
mooi.
a freeze, but it's also not. It leaves some options
yeah,
to
it's got that backing.
to jam there. It's something the Huskies wouldn't like to
No,
see because they
because I think if they try to go out to the right, it probably
Of
jams on
kunnen
that red
wegdoen.
in the back.
Chippen.
If they hit it on the nose,
Ja,
it jams on
probleem
the
is,
red
hij
right
ligt wel
behind
te
it,
dicht, hè.
and yeah.
Hij blijft liggen, hè. Dus hij moet hem chippen. Hij moet hem echt chippen. Ja, als je hem chipt.
But I think if they hit it there, it's
Probeer
catching.
te
It's gonna
chippen.
jam on that red in the back.
you know, I wouldn't mind if I'm
maar
Huskies
dat
to
zo.
also lose that redstone in the back because well, if that redstone isn't there, it's
raken.
not nothing the Daltons can use to play for. They already have 2
Hier
stones in the
raken.
house. They have hammer, so sacrificing their own redstone behind D-line, I think that's not the worst. It's
No.
only something Daltons could use to freeze up against, or it's a jamstone.
Yeah, exactly.
Wacht even.
See the Dalton
Wacht.
fans
Die
ai,
komt
ai,
naar
ai.
hier en dan ligt hij nog, hè, in
feeling
de weg.
Xavier's pain.
Maar dan blijft hem ook liggen, want deze ligt in de weg.
Ay, 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 Los Manos. Isn't that Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons?
Ja, maar naar de verkeerde
Yes.
kant.
Yes.
Oké, probeer
See,
maar.
that's
we
also
zien wel.
a black and
Black
yellow
and
jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, now Xavier is actually, he's just Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons.
Oh, 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 oh. Wachten, 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 wachten.
Needs to curl over.
Ja,
Oh, they're
nu,
letting.
nu,
Too
nu,
late.
nu.
Too
Ah,
late.
Ik heb te laat geroepen, zeker. Mooi.
No. Wow. Wow.
Te
Not
laat
too late. Great.
Excellent
shot.
round. We
Te
have a
laat
round
geroepen.
of applause here.
Great
For,
shot.
Hannah.
That's 2 for Hannah in this match.
liggen. Nog tegen.
Like
Dat is
legitimate
bumper.
shots of the match. Very, very good highlight there.
And it was intended, so that's the reason why we would like it even more.
I honestly
Kijk,
thought that Verla left it too late. So did she, but nope, she got the right
Lig je
angle.
daar met 4 shots?
Fantastic.
Ik moet dat niet liggen. Ja,
Hannah
die
is
liggen
making
en,
the difference with those stones here.
Ja, als hij bumpt tegen eentje is het goed, hè.
Oh, absolutely,
Als de
Frank.
lijn
That
oké
is in
is.
the conversation for sure.
Way to go, Hannah.
Yeah. Although Frank is a bit Perzik the Peach is a bit biased. That is Hannah's
De
father.
lijn is oké. Kom aan.
Also our
Komt er die
teammate
hoorde,
Frank.
Olivier.
he also takes credit for the tic-tac-toe because, of course, he was sweeping that stone.
Oh, yeah.
They're going for another freeze.
This one is coming in. It's going to overcurl a bit, be a little bit heavy, so that's going to just get back.
Ja, ik denk dat ook. Echt, alles moet hier dicht nu.
Yep.
Ja. Goed toedoen.
Huskies opting to close things up, although that yellow
They have
stone
hammer. I mean,
now
they have
sits-
hammer. So if they close things up, there are stones in the back.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm
Ah, toch,
still a
we gaan
bit
toch
doubtful with
dichter
closing things
voorbij
down in the
onze-
middle. Where like you're defending
Ja,
stones that are
wellicht-
behind the T line. Like one good draw of the
Ja,
yellow
één nog
brick
maken.
Daltons behind your guards and you're in trouble.
I think their logic is, yeah, if they shut it down, if they get it into the 8-foot, they can kind of close things up a bit. But then they're defending one,
Nog altijd.
Yeah.
and it's going to be
Dat kan
harder to
altijd
get
meer
2.
als één punt maken. Je hebt de hammer.
Then again, they are forcing the Daltons to draw, and if there is one thing the Daltons try to avoid at all costs, that is drawing to the pin, because in curling, why would you?
Oké. Ben je klaar?
Sweeping this one just to make sure it gets down.
Ja, 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 ja.
This one looks to be pretty good with what they
Oh, oh.
wanted. Yep,
Komt
right
al.
there.
So now, imagine you're the Daltons, you come around over the left and you draw and freeze.
Leggen.
Yeah, like indeed what they're saying, like drawing in there, and suddenly that guard is an issue for Huskies.
It is. It is.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
they're
not.
going for that draw. I wasn't a fan of the draw option here, especially if you have hammer.
No,
if they draw here, you have to clear out your own guard again.
Yep. I think I would have tried to play like maybe back line on that same line and just to go back and tap that yellow one out of the way. That brings more reds into scoring. And now it's going to be very difficult to do. They have to run something back to do that. Little Tokyo drift there from Xavier.
Tokyo Drift is a mild understatement.
Ja,
I think I'm going to have to put that on the soundboard here so I can play it anytime somebody does it a little
Hard to curl. It's all about the weight. Feels a bit heavy, and it needs to curl. so no need to
that's going to
sweep
be
there.
outside. Yep. Hannes is going to make sure it doesn't catch on that red.
Yeah, but see, I mean, is this a warning sign for the Huskies that this is a risk?
Yeah, so now they need to do
Nu
that
gaat
same.
het hier
Just
komen,
now they
dat is,
need to draw it in there.
Beetje druk zetten. Dezelfde lijn, hier dik. Hierbij komen liggen, ja. Is dat mij? Ja, hè?
Yeah, it's
Still you, Shirley.
Nog eentje, hè? Ja, dezelfde lijn.
Well, I'm just as guilty
nu
of
ben je
that as I think a lot of people are.
inderdaad.
It's so easy when you're focusing
Lekker
on
in
what's
de
going
weg
on in the
liggen.
house to lose track of how many stones it is.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times with takeout tigers where we make a decision and then John, yep, that's the right decision, John, and now you go and throw it because it's your stone. Oh yeah.
At least I don't go down to the far end when I'm supposed to come into the house. I've gotten much better about that. When I'm
There.
supposed to skip for your stones.
Square jar and facepalm for Veerle.
Hij is echt te hard.
This is definitely too hard.
They should sweep that to make sure it doesn't curl over.
Sweeping
Ah,
is not
that's fine.
needed. It is hard in a way
Ja,
that
sorry. Geen focus.
Ugh, yep. No focus. You got to. It's
blijven
the important
proberen.
part of curling. In later ends, you've got to stay focused.
scientific research showed that focus helps in concentration-based games.
So another opportunity here for the
Een
Daltons to
normale
kind of
legger en hij gaat wel hier ergens
take this
stoppen,
away to
hoor.
kind of steal the shot position.
Christophe, he is a type of player that can find his lengths. Things could look scary. If they manage to get it behind the guards in the forefoot, then suddenly you allow Daltons to steal here, and you will look back and question, like, why did we decide to guard it?
This
Lijkt
one
me
feels
hard.
outside
En hij valt niet, hij is een beetje
a
te
little
breed.
bit hard. Yeah, if you get it too
I got
wide,
this-
you tend to stay
Ja,
up.
tegen
It
deze
tends
rode,
to
ja,
not
doe maar.
curl. Is there something to clip on over there? There is a red,
Oké.
but that doesn't really improve anything or change the situation at all.
Ofwel Sevens doortikken, maar hier tussen moet hij komen. Hè.
Ja.
Hier langs daar. Hier tussen komen. Ja. Ja, dat
They don't
kan.
trust
Maar ja,
the
we
line
zijn nu
anymore,
aan
or
het vragen voor
they're
de
looking at the
tweede
other
punt.
side now?
Tweede punt.
Ja, zie je tegen.
Dus hij kan langs hier komen, ze kan langs hier komen ook, ja. Ik dacht,
I like the left side because you've got that guard is up higher. You have more room to turn.
We kennen dat al. Hoeveel ijs had jij gegeven?
You
Hanne?
also have that Yellowstone now acting as
Zoiets?
backing, which would
Zo, ja.
be second shot. So I think they should use a touch more ice.
Yeah, this ice
Not
cream's tight.
much more, like maybe a third of a stone.
Yeah, but remember that the guard is kind of sitting left of the center line. So but it didn't curl a couple of times before. So at some point you have to kind of trust what you see and then adapt to broom.
And I would rather have this one heavy than light.
Wit-rood.
Well, I would prefer to have it light and heavy. Light takes away the draw for the Daltons. If it's slightly heavy, they might leave a hit and roll.
Trying to get this one, Kim coming up to help. This one is going to hit the guard.
That's the guard. And this makes it... Oh no, this is not good for Huskies. It's easier to get kind of draw in. It's kind of slightly easier. They have the backing of that redstone. If they're white, they can roll in on that stone sitting in the left blue. So yeah, the Daltons, they have options here. They definitely have options. And those two guard stones in the center, they're not helping the team with the hammer here.
No,
They are.
that's why you have to keep that center open. Yeah, opting for that guard instead of trying to play the yellow one out, I think was
Yeah. And maybe you're right with the broom there. It was very, very tight. And if there's one thing you really don't want to do is kind of
yeah, that's the thing. It would have been better to be too wide on that in that situation.
Yeah.
And maybe if they had started sweeping sooner, it would have been able to get there. So something else for the Huskies to look at is maybe. And if the Huskies do come back and watch this on replay, we're not trying to be mean. We are just giving our analysis and opinion. So remember, our opinion is worth nothing.
And I mean, Daltons, they still have to make it. I mean, technically they could.
Yeah, Huskies are still lying one.
Yeah. This seems heavy. This seems very heavy.
It seems heavy. It's gonna kick on the outside. It's
my
gonna
jam-
catch most of the nose. It's gonna get through the back, and so
We are sitting
that did enough.
two yellow. Oof, this is a bit worrying because now Daltons are sitting two.
Ja.
Not sure about the stone in the back, but I think definitely two, and that leaves a draw here.
Dus dat wil zeggen. We moeten
Starting to do mad because after this you go into the last end.
Ja, ja.
If you score, the other team has a hammer, so you need to do some calculations.
Well, I don't think there's anything easy for them to get multiple out of this, because I think that it really depends on that yellow and red at the back and the blue next to each other, the bottom right there. Which one's shot? It probably looks like yellow. So they can try to get rid of these two yellows, but
Yeah, you can't really do a kind of a risky takeout for 3, even a takeout with max score 2. I think they kind of are forced to try and do a good draw, a tie-in, and then try and steal in the last end.
yeah,
But stealing is always possible.
yeah. I think there's I would go for more of a draw
Yeah.
here.
The thing you really don't want is to allow Daltons to steal 2 here, because then you have to chase. You're down 3 points. Okay, you have the hammer, but 3 points is a lot.
Yeah, it's been
Oh, I would probably prefer to tie and then say, okay, if our shot making and our efficiency is better, we should be able to get a steal and win the game that way.
Yep. Owen, good evening. How are things going for you at the English Championships? I know those were this weekend.
Richards played the final. I know just on Instagram, and there were some streams as well.
kunnen hem best laten chippen zelfs.
Well, if you're gonna chip,
Ja, nee,
then
hij
you
gaat
need
wel
to keep
stoppen, hij gaat
sweeping.
wel stoppen, hij gaat wel stoppen.
Is it
Stoppen,
too
stoppen,
heavy?
stoppen nu. Stoppen, stoppen, stoppen. En anders vegen, 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 vegen op de gele.
Oh,
Tikken.
it's
Ja,
too
stoppen.
late.
En
Oh,
mooi
it gets
steek, maar...
It's fine, John.
Even-
What the hell are you rambling?
Ja. Ah,
That's
All right, so
one red.
one red.
That's pretty
oh,
clear.
They're just doing a discussion, not.
Yeah, well, like discussing different options, perhaps like why didn't you do that? Why didn't you? But I think that was a good call. Draw.
we hebben nog... Oké. Het is nog één eentje. Oké.
Okay, she
the
was
game
confused because they already put the one up before it fairly. She thought that wait, that was the 8th end. Is like no, I already put the already put the score up. So
No, you still have to play, and it's important because that's how you need to get your win here. I thought. So we need to play. Okay.
finished at home, had a good time. Reckless won in the final. So does that mean Reckless will be going to represent England at the
I think so.
at
Yeah.
the Euros in this fall?
It was important for Riches. I mean,
They were the ones to get them to A, so
Yeah.
it would be nice for them to do that. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, confirmed. So we have confirmed here on Curdia. Riches will be defending the honor of England in the next European A division. So they will be playing in the big arena in the spotlights.
Playing for the big boys. Yep.
Yeah. And congratulations to Team Restless, to Rob and the team. And the
So-
Professor of Peel, I forgot.
We are heading into the 8th end, all tied up between the Huskies and the Daltons. Yana is going to be starting things off here. Crazy kind of 7th end there resulted in one for the Huskies to tie it up, so they're going to need to steal one. But it's only going to take one from either team to win.
Did you see the pirouette from Hannah there? A 360 move.
360 no scope.
360 sweeping. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody can do trick shots. Oh no, and this one comes up light. Hogged it, unfortunately.
By the way, Owen, we have some updates from the Belgium Curling League, which you are also participating in League B. Steenhoed played 2 games this weekend. They played against Dutch Ropkes from Tilburg, and they played against the Blue Huskies, the women's team you're witnessing right now, and they have lost both their games. So that is potential good news for Kekul and Team Reese.
Is die traag of
But,
niet? Ja, ik heb nog. Hij is te
Is
traag.
this going to get over?
it
Yeah,
right?
that's going to be fine.
Ja, hij moet in... Ja, blijf.
Trying to
Blijf,
get this one to the house. Oh, that one's going to get there easily.
Boulay.
It's like, what are they sweeping for? It's actually going to go right there. Perfect LSD right there on the button.
Yeah, the B League is wide open indeed.
It is. And we'll be seeing you guys in April.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
And if the Huskies win this game, they have 2 wins out of 2 games, I think 4 points. And they if they win this game, they're second in the group with 4 points. So things could be interesting. And another pirouette
Nee,
from
dat zou ik
Hannah in the
eerder
background.
vriezen. Hier komen liggen.
Yes.
Yeah, the Huskies don't have the option of getting into a hitting game
Dus
here
liggen maar hier.
because they can hope that the other team misses, hope they make all of theirs, and then try to steal that way. But a hitting game gives the advantage to the Daltons. So
Team Reese was the runner-up in the first half of the season. Second in
Eerste
the
hard.
B pool group.
En naar buiten.
this
hij
one
is
is
geen
heavy
moeten leggen,
and
hè.
outside.
Ja, die gaat erdoor.
Unforced error here for the Huskies. That one's going to slide through. They really needed that one, at least in the house. Xavier praying to Boris, please put this one right here.
Please, Boris,
Hij mag zelfs daar stoppen.
Even, light is better than too hard. So would rather have this one just anywhere in front of that Yellowstone.
Okay.
Gewoon met
And
kracht.
looking at the
Op gemak,
sweepers.
Op gemak. Nee, hij is niet te zacht. Hij geraakt over de lijn.
It's all about the line, basically.
Ja, ja, nog een
It's all about the line.
There it goes. This. Stop
Look,
sweeping.
look,
Let
look,
that one
Looks
come to a
nice.
stop.
Linkerkant
This
van de
looks
lijn.
nice.
Ja, nu.
That is a fantastic stone right there for Boris.
Who textbook
Perfect.
opening, perfect opening, and the Daltons, they are set up for an excellent end here.
Yeah.
We hebben de hammer
Boris
niet,
is
hè,
off the
Kim?
hook. He delivered his
Maar,
stones, and since Xavier is doing the sweeping, Boris is completely off the hook here.
Yeah, that's a perfect stone right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly what they wanted. On the center line, so they can't tick it away. They have to. So it's going to force the Huskies to be much more careful with what they do.
And the
Honestly,
Daltons, they're happy.
Yeah, that's a.
They are happy. And they should be. I
Nee,
mean,
je moet hier, je moet
they
shot
are in
komen, hè,
favor.
en je moet daarna
they have the
dicht doen.
hammer.
They need this one. I corner freeze would be the perfect stone here.
Ja,
This one feels inside.
ja.
Oh, they need to make sure that doesn't hit the guard. They should let that over curl.
Ooh, yeah, look at it curl.
Yeah, that's going to over curl, which is good. I don't want it to touch that yellow. So might as well just sweep this one to get it into the house. Don't let go of it. Make
Ja,
sure
maar
it gets
gewoon
into the
Front of
house.
the house is fine.
Yeah.
Relax,
Nee,
relax.
nee, we moeten
Relax.
zien. We
Don't let
hebben
go of it.
die
If they would
laatste
sweep it
hebben we
deeper, it
niet
would have been
gezien
behind
te zien.
T-line.
Well, they were kind of standing up. They weren't
Yeah.
ready. If that suddenly caught something, what happened? Then what?
Sure. Yeah, but
Hey, the ice is. You've played here. The ice is dirty.
that's true.
It picks up stuff all of the time. And even if it's not dirt, it could be a chunk of ice. So,
But yeah, good stone.
so
there
as
for
far as a miss, that's a good miss. That's a great position to put it. It's going to be very difficult for them to get the to get it out. But now 5 stones have been played. They can start going after
Neem adem. Op
going
je
after
bek.
the guards. That's exactly what they should do. Dalton should be just putting something on
an
the
extra
Okay.
guard.
extra
Just
guard.
Beetje
double
hard.
double center guard. And
And
that's
this one
standing.
is too heavy and
Je
wide.
gaat hier stoppen.
Worst cases, it ends up in a position where
Nee, wacht.
it's reachable for the
Hij gaat
Huskies
sowieso
to take
achterkeer.
out the stone on the pin. So that's the thing they need to
Werk je
try
maar
and
door.
avoid
Ja.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have swept that one sooner, get it further back.
Yeah, Vera
That's-
is helping to sweep it out.
So
Ja,
peel
dit
off
is-
that
dit is
center guard,
beter dan,
Verla. Just peel the guard. That's
You
it.
don't need the guard to peel it.
At least move it. Try to play a takeout. Try to move it. If Hannah misses up that side, maybe she knocks the one out of the back. Maybe she catches the shot
Ah.
stone.
Zie je het in die?
Yeah, because the shot stone is in front of the T line, so you can't freeze up against it.
Ja, dat moet je doen, hè.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. Peel it off.
Yeah, maybe the other side to peel was the
Yeah,
safer
once-
option.
Yeah, go from the other side. Yeah.
Because Xavier doing the trick move in the back, just as Hannah was ready to throw.
Oh, oh! Oh!
It's light, but it's a little bit wide.
Have to go for plan B then.
Don
They-
saying always play the freeze.
They cannot.
Oh, this
do-
is
this
the
is
worst.
worst case, allowing a center guard unless.
Kind of leaves it a little bit open,
It's-
but
yeah.
it's still covered. But it's easier to get at that.
It's an extra stone you have to deal with. There is a center guard. I think the Daltons could also opt to put it there, put it in the pocket. So this is
Op
dangerous.
gemak.
Not looking great for Huskies so
Een guard
far.
hier is goed.
Yeah.
Als je een beetje te hard bent, freezen. Maar liever niet.
Would prefer it
Je
to
mocht die
not.
reden niet raken, hè.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we said
Leg
peel
hem
off the
hoger.
guard, but then again, Huskies they don't have
Oh,
hammers, so they
oh.
might want to have a
Op je
guard
maag,
at some
het is
point.
een
Center
guard.
guards.
Yeah,
Over the
Don
line
saying always
forward.
play the freeze. That
Whoa,
probably, you
whoa,
know, that's he would know something about this.
Yeah.
So
We were now we were probably wrong.
Neus
Ooh, this
goed.
is a good stone for
Laat hem
Daltons.
daar
Yeah.
stoppen.
They
Yep.
need to sweep.
no, they
Take
just
it
It'll tap
even
hard.
tapping the red is fine. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
So-
fine.
It's
Keeps it wide, takes away that draw path. So
Ja, rechts-
because the
ik zeg dat
takeout
ik
from
niet
this
had
side is
opgegeven.
gonna it's going to jam. It's going to get
Proberen.
one yellow out of the way.
Ja, die mag wel
If they
blijven
can
liggen.
maybe catch it on the nose, then the shooter could stay. They could possibly double this out. But that's going to be a... that might be all right. That might be possible.
Ja.
The right weight.
In het slechtste geval. 2 weg. Dat is de bedoeling.
But John, this is going to be an exciting game all the way to the last stone.
It is. It is.
This is
Love
exactly what
this.
we hope for, and also neutral viewers. Hard to
Is naar
predict.
buiten, is naar buiten, is naar buiten. Wachten, 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 wachten. Is naar buiten.
That's outside. That's well outside. That is
Yeah.
never going to have a chance. That's unfortunate there.
En ja, aan mij.
Huskies are running out of stones.
Running out of stones, running out of
Ideaal,
options.
hier eentje.
And now,
So now,
ik
yeah,
een beetje
Daltons
te
know they
hard
just
ben.
have to put something there.
yeah, I mean, you know what the Huskies try, what their preferred option is, so you can actually just counterplay their preference.
Dat ik deze tik, deze
Force
naar
them to
daar
do
en
something more
dat we dan-
difficult.
als ik deze tik, ja, een bredere muur. Maar ik ga proberen perfect.
He's going to try to be perfect, and that is a modest
Zo is
ambition
goed.
from the man with the cap.
He's talking about if it hits it on the
Allee,
side, then it would
zeker
split
niet
it
te
open,
hard.
which is not what they want.
Dus hij
He's
gaat
saying that would be okay,
potentieel
but
naar
no,
enkele
I
van de
don't think
zwarte
that's.
lijnen gaan. Dus
You
jij moet
don't want
de
that. You don't want to split things up. You want to leave those two
Ja.
center ones there.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is they have hammers, so either way they
Nee,
can
dat is
always
goed.
lay the last stone.
Yeah, I think Don, you're right. You know, Xavier's been pretty good about communicating in this.
dat hij- nee,
He's very honest, and I like that.
echt zo sterk.
This seems a bit outside and a bit heavier, so that's going to end up on the red.
And they
Not the
roll
worst thing in the world.
and that's rolling in there.
Okay.
Het is wat-
Yeah, this is another
als
stone
wel
putting
zelfs-
pressure. I
Ik
mean,
zat nu eens te denken, als we nu
you always have
helemaal
options, but
rechtdoor,
all of those yellow
de rode,
stones, I know
als ik op
that
de
it
rode
makes you
rechtdoor-
nervous. It does,
Well,
right?
well, no, because I'm not playing.
Yeah,
but yes, if I'm out there, it's like you're looking at, if I'm the Huskies, I'm looking at all of these yellow
Dat
stones and
zouden we
going,
doen en
oei,
nu niet duwen.
we got to get something. But they only have to get one.
yeah. You only have to score one. Try to have that in the back of your mind. You only need 1 point to win
Yeah.
the game.
The problem being is those two guards up front, one of them being their own, so they are going to try to
Ik weet niet of dat we ze alle 3 kunnen hebben.
tap this red one
Gewoon
back.
proberen.
Or are they going to try the... oh, I think they're going to go with a takeout on this
Yeah.
yellow, because you talked about moving all three. So if she hits that side of the yellow back there, you know, I got my finger over the clicker.
The
'cause-
Veerlewink is right there. Calibrating.
got to make sure things are lined up
Twee
with your
naar buiten.
dominant eye.
Twee al, godverdomme.
And that's
Oh,
a
another
huge
swear
swear jar.
Dat helpt niet.
Confirmed
Het is alleen
by
op de
Christophe.
buitenste gele, zelfs.
Is that going to curl at all, even catch one of them? It's going to
Echt
get that
veel,
back yellow, but
zoveel. Zoveel
that doesn't
naar
help
buiten.
them.
That was a lot outside again.
I don't think that was as
Ja,
bad
echt
as the previous
heel
stone, but
zachter.
yeah, it's not
Man.
helpful for them.
Oké.
Because it's not
Heel
something
zacht.
you can work with as a sweeper. Try to
Or nothing you can do. It's kind of, yeah, that's kind of a helpless feeling.
Yeah.
You're just watching the stone and you know it's not going to do anything, and there's nothing you can do.
And this is why curling can be like a brutal sport, because it has a pace where everybody on the ice can see this is going to miss, and you have to you have that 5-second periods where you just have to watch.
5. That's
Dat is
it's
echt-
more like
dat kunnen wij niet
15.
zeggen
You've
dat
got
wij- Ja.
so long to just kind
Ja,
of.
ik heb
oh no, and you have all the time in the world.
So this one's pushed outside, but I think this will curl back enough to get on that red. But it's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
not very
yeah.
heavy. Is that going to have the weight to even move it out of the house? A little bit of movement, but nothing out of the house. But no real
Zouden we
damage
doen,
there
zeker?
for the Daltons.
No.
Eh?
Luckily, it's just
Ook.
behind that shot stone, so a hit and
Ofwel
roll
op de rode.
is not possible. If it was more
Eh?
close to the teal line, then they could have left
Okay.
hit and roll options.
Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No easy stones here for
No.
Kim.
If they catch that red guard and it opens things up, it's not
We
the
winnen nog
worst
niks, hè.
situation for them.
Er zal
It's
een beter
it's
shot komen.
obviously you would like to have
Eigenlijk,
this one work.
Let's see what they discuss.
eigenlijk.
I don't like this draw.
Ja. En eigenlijk rood, als rood tot hier komt, hè. Dan ligt dat
Ja.
shot.
A tap.
En 1 punt is 1 punt. 1 punt is 1 punt. We moeten maar 1 hebben om te winnen, hè. Ja, en de juiste hoek.
Going for a run back here. Kim
Yeah.
had a run back. A successful run back against Steenhoed.
Well, yeah,
so we know she can.
Ja.
They haven't discussed the weight though. What with that lion ice? I don't know if it's
Ik weet het ook
We'll have
niet.
to see.
We gaan het gewoon doen.
if you run it back too hard, it's not going to stay.
Ja, vegen, 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 vegen. Alles, 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 alles. Hard, hard, hard.
Yes, good work, John.
Oh, it's gonna
verkeerde
it's gonna
hoek.
carry a little bit over.
Verkeerde hoek. Jawel, jawel.
But hey, it opens things
It
up.
opens things up and it makes
okay.
it gives them an
It's
option to
obvious,
draw
of
in the
course.
last stone. So
Yeah, not what they wanted, but that certainly changes things around.
it gives them some hope and some perspective because things were looking scary.
Everything is behind the T line.
One more stone and they have an option as we see Brit coming in to chat to root for Rihanna and the team.
Gewoon liggen. Ga
Oh,
daar.
I know Kim's not happy with that shot, but hey, it made things less difficult for them. All the shots are behind the T line. Yes, that's a hole drilled in the ice, Xavier. That's supposed to be there.
And Hannah is not tired. It's Sunday evening.
Sunday, she should be in bed. She's got school tomorrow.
Hier is ideaal.
Honestly, they said put it behind the guard. I don't think so. That's
See,
not ideal.
They're stepping on the broom. I'm going to tell you the story about standing on the broom heads. That is a superstition with the Huskies. If you want to pray that the other team will not
Get your back.
succeed, then if you put your feet on the broom and you stand on your own broom, that is a way to pray. And that's
superstition.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's and that's
actor.
confirmed. I know that story.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
each player is
yeah,
allowed to do
yeah,
that
yeah.
once. And Kim probably used hers, so she
Sorry.
Oh,
encouraged.
is this one too
Ja,
light?
ja, 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 ja.
Actually, not too bad
Geef
for
mij
them.
kracht.
They've-
Ik heb
Oh,
kracht.
this is
gets
good.
past the
This is
guard.
nice one. I need to sweep it deeper, get it in a shot position, but it's nicely buried behind the guard and
Het is ook-
It's a good shot, but
very good shots.
button is still open.
Zijn
Ja,
er twee
but
mogelijkheden.
There's they can
Leggen
get to the
hierachter,
button, and that's the only thing they can do.
Maar hier geraakt hij niet. Ja,
Zo.
dat ligt ook beter als hun, maar... Hit en
They're looking
roll,
to see if there's something.
ofwel leggen.
No, you've got to lay. Anything behind the T line is never going to come closer.
Maar die
Maybe.
hit en roll, het probleem is dat hij hier kan rollen. En dan
Yeah, the hit and roll is a dangerous
te veel
one.
opzij.
You have to roll it flat, so you have to catch it heavy, and then you have to get.
Nou,
Ha-
dat kunt dat.
well, I mean, then I'm looking at it. As long as you get half of the stone in the red,
Dus,
but do
Yeah,
they
I think you have to trust to a better draw.
het zal toch voor
Just
het
be in the
leggen
white
gaan.
circle, even kind of back
Want
white,
die hit en
like
roll,
white red.
dat rolletje,
The
Yeah.
back
dan
four,
komt die-
just make sure it's
en
better
dan
and
moet
it
ook niet
finds
shot.
some
Dus ik zou voor
protection.
het
Just
leggen gaan.
yeah, it just needs to be halfway. The stone needs to be halfway in the red.
yeah,
hij
because
gaat
you need the
backing.
protection. Well, they're going for the hit and roll, but
Ja, maar ik heb-
I don't think they should. I think they should
Pas op,
play
het
the
probleem is
draw.
als het
If
te
it's
hard
too
is
heavy,
en hij
maybe
doet
it
dit,
catches
staan
that.
er niet.
they can even
But-
play the draw over on the other side where
Dit
Hannah is
zou
standing,
goed-
because
dat
that's
kan.
it's
Daar gaan we
leaves
liever
some
voor.
more.
That's more
room to
likely to
grow.
have a. Yeah, that's more likely to have a. But they've been playing up this side.
Yeah. Yeah, but if they draw over on Hannah's side, as soon as it's in a shot
Wat
position,
wilde dus?
Yeah, Don,
Hit
I
and roll?
agree
Draw,
with you.
yeah.
Draw. Go for the draw.
draw. But they're going for the hit and roll, and I think if
Het probleem is,
the hit
ze
and roll
hebben ook
will
nog
just
een
roll
steen.
back.
Ik zou hem liever hier hebben. Daar
Yeah, of
kunnen
course.
zij er niet aan.
It's a.
And
Oh, it's not the last stone either.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I was
no.
thinking this was the last
yeah,
stone.
they need to try
the
and
draw.
steal it. They need to
Yeah,
try
yeah,
and steal.
they need to draw.
Oké,
So they need to
Dan
draw
mag
and
je
find the
hit and roll
protection
doen.
there. But they're going for the hit and roll here. Not sure this is the right call.
oké.
Yes. It could work. It's not easy. Not easy at all.
Put that up so people see what they're looking at here.
Moeten minder ijs hebben, bedoelde.
Oh. See, Dick, she caught us. I thought she was going to throw. She,
I was too.
she tricked us. She tricked us.
I don't know if that's what you want when you're sitting
No,
back
no.
ready to go and suddenly it moves and changes.
You're like,
Right.
oh, reset.
It's resetting. Yeah.
Resetting. It's an important one.
Wachten.
Was that too far outside? Is that going to curl over?
Wachten.
This could work. I would sweep for weight.
It's got to sweep for the weight to get it there.
Sap.
It's
I don't
not
think-
enough.
It's not enough.
Oh,
Ik dacht,
no.
ja, hij rolde niet hard genoeg opzij. Maar ça va.
Oh, they
En ik
waited a bit
shot,
too
maar
long to sweep
ze
for
hebben nog een
weight.
steen. Jawel.
They're looking at it. They're checking to make sure.
I'll check to make sure. Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah, our camera.
You cannot measure now. You cannot use your brooms to measure. You have to.
Ah, maar jullie moeten nog één steen gooien. Jullie
It's
hebben nog een
open
steen.
takeout there.
Maar nog niet stoppen. Ja. Ik dacht
It
dat
is
hij
a
nog wel
dangerous
kwam,
one,
de
but
snelheid.
you
Ik dacht
just
dat
need to
hij nog
tap
wel
red
snelheid
slightly
kwam, maar hij
deeper
viel
to
heel
make sure.
stil.
Just to give it a
En
little
ik heb
tap.
dan geroepen van toch vegen, maar eigenlijk had ik wel rapper moeten roepen voor snelheid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not allowed to measure, so they just have to look. And if
Ja.
it's close
Mhm.
enough, they're
Alleen
looking.
steen te
I
gaan.
think looking at it from this angle, I think the red is
Maar we gaan
more
dat
than
toch
halfway
meten,
out.
of laten
Yeah.
meten. Ook al
Well,
is de uitkomst.
You can measure later. Basically, you have a stone. Just tap it, and you don't need to
Maar
measure.
Eva,
But
niet meten nu, hè,
that
mama.
I think that was a very, very, very good stone from Kim.
Yeah,
It was
good effort.
perfectly executed. I think if Velo called soon enough
Kijk
for
wel.
weights,
Maybe it would have gotten.
Yeah, she was
Needs a
looking.
couple centimeters. Yeah.
Then again, she was waiting for the roll. That was the kind of thing that she was looking for.
Well, she was waiting for that curl.
Yeah.
Once it started to curl, she should have
Dat
just
ze
gotten
die
on
rode
it.
weg willen tikken en dat die nog dichter komt.
Oops, yeah, we've got the wrong skip.
We liggen shot.
And now
If you lie shot, then you don't have to throw the stone.
they always have a straightforward decision. Let's go takeout. And now then when there's this obvious,
Dat is zo een
you have to do a
klein
takeout, and they're
stukje, net iets meer.
questioning their call. I mean, just tapping red back ensures them the win,
Goeie
right?
steen niet. We
Ja.
hebben gewonnen.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah, done. Just play
I
the
mean,
takeout.
just play a takeout. You
Gewoon
can't
takeout
really
dan, maar ja.
push it
Takeout
on the
gaat heel
pin. You
goed,
can't
hè.
push it in a position where it's gonna be shot. I think,
Maar
unless
we
it's
hebben
kind
wel
of
degelijk
really
shot.
No.
weird peel
Denk
stuff.
ik.
But as soon as you hit it, it should be fine.
The risk I think they're looking at is what if we hit our yellow and it moves it and
Yeah.
then the shooter goes away, but just
So
don't,
then make
don't
sure you
throw
don't.
it. Just make sure you don't. Oh, hey, Wayne, good to see you. Yeah, you're just in time. Last stone. If part of me, if I'm the Daltons, I'm saying
Inlegger.
uh,
Inlegger.
They're going for the draw. They're
Inlegger met
going
bumper.
for the draw.
yeah, any tap on the red is as long as it any tap on the red is going to be enough.
Ja, tegen
As long as they
die
don't tap it
inlegger,
on the
op
very
gemak.
outside edge and move it in a couple centimeters.
Niet hard, hè. Gewoon inleggen.
But it's yeah, that's so strange. Takeout is their solution to everything, and now they're going for the draw.
Ja,
And honestly, but see, if I believed it, if-
Ja. Hard, hard, hard.
If I was them and I believed that they were shot, I would have just thrown the stone away and said, "Let's measure."
Yeah, or just tap it. I mean, you can't make a mistake by tapping it.
This one's gonna go through, and that's
Now they
good
have to
enough.
measure. Will they measure? Will they measure just to be sure? If they were doubting so much,
De
then
meters.
yeah, they're gonna
They're
measure.
gonna measure.
They
It's
are
close
going
enough.
to
Oh
measure.
my goodness! Didn't expect this kind of outcome.
No.
I still think yellow is closest. Honestly, I think it is.
so
but,
hard to see. It's so
but since this determines the match, you gotta measure.
yeah. You don't want to have.
Oh,
And they're doing it with the. No, don't measure it with the measuring tape. Just use the official measuring device there. He's saying yellow, but I would measure with the measuring device.
Yeah.
There's
Ja,
no.
maar als dat is, dan
Nee,
moeten
nee,
we dat
nee. Doe
niet.
met de pas.
No, just measure it. give us some.
Nee,
All the
die
drama. Hey,
als-
we're happy for the drama.
Yeah.
Keeps the rating going.
Xavier is measuring with the tape and he's saying obviously yellow. But if I were Huskies, I would say, well, I'm not going to take your word for it. I'm going to measure it. So
Yeah, you kick all the other all the stones out of the way.
and taking some pictures here.
Yeah, for the and Fairla figuring out from her shoot.
I think this is the, closest.
I think it's obviously, for me, it's obviously yellow.
Ik denk ook wel dat het geel is, maar...
Everybody has a
Maar Frank
gut
gaat
feeling
hier-
it's yellow, but Frank is going to
gaat
confirm
hier-
it.
Yeah,
Frank
that'll-
gaat oplossen.
Frank
Let's,
is going to solve the mystery. All right. Let's see.
Ja, mooi.
yeah, I definitely think it's yellow.
And of course, everybody is standing in the way. That's that is.
En, want die gaat
Everybody is standing in the house, so we don't have a clear view.
Yeah, we never have a clear view of the.
nou op de
Okay, now we have
Ik, de 2 skips.
only skips in the house. Please, only skips in the house, and it's
Tot aan dus 72, ja. 72.
a small touch. I heard them say 76. Now it's
Oh.
yeah, it's yellow, definitely confirmed yellow.
Yep.
And that's the Daltons. They will take
Ja,
the victory here.
Cool.
goed gedaan. Goed gedaan.
Yeah, it's only vices allowed, not skips. Skips aren't allowed in the house.
Een beetje
We hebben een paar keer ons...
And the winning stone. This is the stone that won by a couple of centimeters, but it was an important stone. It all came down to this yellow brick. This yellow brick Dalton here. Victory for the boys with the wavy hairs. And the Huskies were very close.
Wow. Okay. You know, that one was very exciting. That's exactly what we wanted coming down to it. I wish that measurement was down to millimeters instead of centimeters.
But it was already close enough.
That was
but
something.
That was something. That was and very good stone from Kim. They have all the right to believe in that Yellowstone. Just imagine the call for sweep was 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
It would have a bit more weight, rolled slightly deeper, and the Huskies win. It just comes down to those super little details. But in the end, it's 2 points for the Daltons instead of 2 points for the Huskies. But it's also 3 points for this guy and 0 points for the other, because I win the prediction game. I've
Well, Adamik's saying you can't have your man cave, even though you now have 3 houses. So
yeah.
she needs it for baby stuff.
Yeah, that's.
Bye, Bina. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Bina. Thanks, everybody watching. And I hope you were as excited as we were with this game. It was super close, and it was very fun to watch.
And we'll give you a quick update on the B League standings as well, Owen. So let's see how this is going to have affected it.
So this is the B League, and the Huskies, they move up to a second.
They'll be able to tie for second. Yeah.
The Huskies are sitting 2 points, 5th place, and now the Yellow Brick Daltons, they move up.
Okay, Dalton's won. No, sorry.
Yeah,
so
they won.
that's their first victory. So they're going to get up, tie into, they'll actually move up into 5th because they own the tiebreaker, but Huskies still have a lot more games to play, so mighty poor chances for them to get points. You know, Owen, I think that that helped you guys out a little bit. It's going to keep you guys in the race. Put a little damper on the Huskies, but they still have a lot of matches left too to play. So lots of anything can happen in this division.
So the Huskies, they had 2 matches. One against the team that was sitting on first position and one against the team that was sitting in last position. They won against Steenroots. They lost against Yellow Brick Daltons. There is no logic in curling. Curling is a random sport. It's just...
Well, it's why you have to play it on the ice. Anything can happen out there. Even the best teams stumble sometimes.
That's very much true. Which also means, well, this is the standing right now. Could be totally different in a couple of weeks, and this is why you should watch Curdia TV and see how this plays out, because it's important. The best 2 teams in this league, they will move up to League A. This is where the big boys play.
Yep. We're the big boys. For now.
For now.
We've done a lot this week to secure our own position in A, staying up, but we're still going to have to watch the standings.
Yeah, I think on this note, we can say goodbye. And before we say goodbye, watch our socials. At the end of February, we're going to post the most recent standings very shortly on our social medias. And I want to have some extra appreciation, extra thank you to Timo, and Tour, they have donated to Curdia, and this is what keeps us alive. This is what keeps us running. As we said, we don't get super rich out of this, but this is so much appreciated. Maybe we can bring in some new investments, raise the lights, bring in more cameras, information booths, interview booths, better equipment, better cameras, new hair, all of that kind of stuff is out there.
I was going to make that joke, but I'm glad you did. I was thinking, no, I shouldn't, but I'm glad you did. Yeah. So, and not just financially, you guys can support us just by watching, liking, sharing our videos all over social media. It really does help, and we really do appreciate it. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll have a schedule for next week coming out in a couple of days. So we're going to have some more matches next weekend. We got a lot of doubles coming up in March. So look out for that. And until next time, we're going to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye-bye.